places we have been. Barbecue to watching Nickelodeon. So come along for a real life adventure. Celebrate the 80s, 90s pop culture. It's Friday night. It's time to go live with the real life. Friends by our side, have a drink or two. Let's talk about cartoons. Here's a toast to you, the real life crew. The real life crew. Here's a toast to you.
And welcome in, everybody. Where's everybody at? Hey, what is going on, my friends? My name is Sean, and welcome to the Real Life Perspective Show. It's Friday night. It's time to go live. Here we are, guys. We are talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie from 1995 tonight, guys. We are celebrating it and all that fun stuff. We've got some special guests here along with us. Mr. Reese Collects, welcome back to the show. Say hello to the internet.
How's it going? The ooze is back.
The ooze is back. Yes, love it, man. And the first timer on the show, we have a very special guest, a huge collector of pop culture memorabilia. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Paul. Say hello to the internet.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming out tonight. Reese had reached out to our good friend Paul here and said, hey, would you like to join us for a celebration of Power Rangers movie, all that good stuff. So we're really excited to have you here, and everybody else joining in at home. Make sure you guys are following along. Let's see. Let's say hello to the chat. Let's get Nightbot activated just to get him. Make sure he's happy and all that good stuff. But anyways, so yeah. So what we like to do here, man, is we'll go ahead and bring up our first segment here. Give me 1 second. I gotta do some adjustments here just to kind of break the ice. Let's talk about real news, guys, right here. And there you go. Guys, tonight what we are going to be talking about for the real news, we're going to be talking about the top box office hits from movies from July 4th through the 6th. And let's see what those are all about. There we go, right there, guys. Okay, so coming in at number 5, we've got 28 Years Later. Number 4, how do you pronounce this? Is it Elio or Elio? Anybody know?
Elio sounds right.
Elio sounds right? And then coming in number 3, we've got How to Train Your Dragon, the live action film. Number 2, F1, the movie. And number 1, Jurassic World Rebirth. Tell me about these movies. Any interest? Have you guys seen them yet? And do you have any interest in seeing any of these flicks, guys? Let's start with Reese. Anything?
Jurassic World looks fun as always. I mean, it can't beat the original Jurassic Park, of course, but I'm excited to go see that one and throw some popcorn in my face. F1, the movie, I've heard is like the Top Gun of racing movies.
Ooh.
So everybody should go see that one in the theater as well. For the ultimate experience, you got to do that. How to Train Your Dragon, it's about probably the same thing, but now it's live action. So yeah, you can check that out if you like that. And then Elio, I have not heard much about, but that's kind of my little 2 cents.
28 Years Later, anything on that?
I want to see that one, but I'm not in a hurry.
Same. That's what I hear about that one, man. Paul, what's your take on any of these flicks?
I haven't really looked into any of them really, besides what my daughter keeps trying to get me to take her to the movies to see, which is an Elio movie. The 28 Years Later one, I see a lot of talk about it in all the prop groups I'm in, but yeah, I haven't seen actually the first or the second one of that series, so surprisingly, because I'm a big horror buff. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. The first one's really good. The first one's just it's a classic at this point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's so well done and
I
great
think it's
acting.
because more My Zombie is classic George A. Romero,
Oh
where I
yeah,
heard this one is more like I heard it started in a lab, like synthetic monkey bite or something like that.
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
so
Interesting.
exactly. And did the original Night of the Living Dead? I don't even remember. Did they ever clarify what started the zombie outbreak?
so they didn't do that. So it was George A. Romero and oh, I forget the other guy, but they kind of split off, and that's where he got the Return of the Living Dead series, and then the Night of the Living Dead series.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Night of the Living Dead series, they never explained it, but in Return of the Living Dead, they said it was a government gas that reanimated bodies.
Okay, I
That
remember
was
that.
the
Yeah.
trioxin that was in the barrel.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense, and that's what made the guy sick, and eventually turned into
yeah,
zombies,
yeah,
right? And then they
yeah,
burned that zombie. They're like, let's cremate it, and then and then that's what, went
yeah.
into the air, and then evaporated into rain, and made it rain
Hmm.
into the cemetery, and there you go. There we got not Return of the Living Dead. What great movies, man!
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Um, yeah, you gotta watch the first one. I part two, 28 weeks later. It was okay. It
Hmm.
wasn't horrible. It had Jeremy Renner in it. Um, interesting. It was fun enough. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
This newest one, there was so much hype around it, and then I heard it was a huge, just from not to be a cynical bird over here, but I heard wasn't all the hype. It wasn't all the hype, and then they kind of baited you into going to see it, and it turns out it's going to be a three-parter, like
Yeah.
one of a three-parter kind of movie. My kids went and saw Elio this weekend and said they loved it. It was like kind of like E.T. but reverse. Only he's obsessed with aliens and he goes up and hangs out with a bunch of aliens, kind of thing. And so I heard that was good. We took them to see How to Train Your Dragon. Like you said, it was pretty much shot for shot, like the cartoon. It was nice to see Gerard Butler returning as the father, which is really good. So that was fun. Yeah, it was pretty good. F1, I have not seen it yet. Jurassic World, I'll wait for Blockbuster. I'll wait for Blockbuster Home Video for that one. I'm sure it's a great thrill
You
ride.
might be waiting a while for that one.
But yeah, who doesn't love the original Jurassic Park? That's good stuff, man. I think I kind of interrupted you, but what were you saying, Paul, about the other ones? Any takes on the How to Train Your Dragon, F1 or Jurassic?
No, not really. Actually, I haven't. F1. I've heard good things about it. I haven't thought about going seeing it myself. Like I said, I'm more of a horror or sci-fi kind of guy when it comes to movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very
I'm
nice.
trying to stay clear of those ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming over on the Twitch, guys. That's not the right one. Coming over on Twitch, we were gonna do like the top 5 most games. We always do that. It's for whatever reason, it's always the same 5 games over on Twitch. I don't know why. I can't ever change it. But let's jump right into the movie fact of the week, guys. So at the premiere of Saving Private Ryan, while Mike Myers was tearing up, his parents having fought in World War II, DreamWorks co-founder Jeffrey Katzenberg pitched him Shrek. Myers thought, well, and I can only hear this in like his Scottish voice. Well, and that's the worst effing title I've ever heard in my life. I can only hear that in Mike Myers' Scottish voice. So there you go. That's gonna be the real news for the week, ladies and gentlemen. So
Nice.
how about that? Let's say hi to some people in the chat, guys. We got a couple people. We got Angelos first to the key. What is going on, my friend? And then first to the egg. It looks like it's Reese. Reese, go real life show. I love it. Thanks, man. And hey, Paul, does anybody understand that reference when I say that? First
Which
to the
one?
egg. What?
Which reference?
First to the egg, first to the key. First to the key, first to the egg. Does anybody understand that?
Nope, I don't.
Ready Player One, my friends. I am
Oh, yeah.
I'm obsessed with the book and the movie. I love them both so much.
Yeah.
I could do a whole freaking episode on Ready Player One. You know,
That's actually a movie I wish they did a part two. I actually enjoyed that movie.
there's they have a part two book, and a part. I think they just came out with a part three as well too. So there's
really?
Ready Player Two, Ready Player Three, even now I think
Mhm.
is out there. And part two was pretty cool. They took you in the book. They took you more into John Hughes' world. You know, so if you're a big fan of John Hughes, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller, all that stuff, they take you more into that realm. They have to like do a whole mission on that world, and it's a pretty fun ride. Yeah, and then we got Toilet Clogger 1945. What is going on, buddy? Coming over. I think you came over from the Splat Attack crew, right? To come hang out with us. Anyways, you know, I was telling my wife this, Toilet Clogger. I was telling her like, oh my gosh, this guy totally gets me. Like I played some OG the Mario Brothers game on my old TV back here on my Nintendo, and I posted some gameplay on it, and his response, his comment, or her, I don't even know, their comment was, "You mean you got to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy." You know, it like. I totally got the reference. Does anybody else get the reference?
Not off the top of my head, unfortunately, but I hear it being said.
Back to the Future Part 2.
That's right. Okay. I knew it sounded like a kid or like Michael J. Fox or something.
Yeah. So it was little Elijah Wood was in that scene.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he walks into that 80s theme bar, remember, that cafe? And then there's kids over there hooked up the arcade machine, and it's an old shoot 'em up. Well, was it Wild Gunman? I can't remember the name of the game. But yeah, they're like, "Oh, check this out, kids!" And he's like showing off, and the kids are like, "You mean you got to use your hands? It's like a baby's toy, you know?"
Brilliant.
And it's funny to think that movie took place in 2015, so we're already 10 years past 2015. So
that's where's the whole rabbit hole of just spiraling right there.
Mm-hmm.
That we're 10 years away from Back to the Future.
Ahead. We're 10 years ahead.
Or 10 years ahead.
Or are we 10 years back?
I don't know.
Get it? Because it's back. I don't know. Yeah, buddy. Haha, thanks, dude. Always trying to make funny comments. I'm not a girl, by the way, so technically, you know, Toilet Clogger, 1945. I was hoping that, you know, with a name like Toilet Clogger 1945. You'll also like to know I got a beer chilling called oh gosh, Bodhisattva, right? Bodhisattva. That's got to be from was his last name Bodhisattva in Point Break? Was that his last name? Zaffa? I don't know. That's where my mind's going with it. I could be wrong. Let me know. 1945. Tell me you weren't born in 1945.
Right. I was going to say, I had a question if 1945 was the year they were born, or is it how many toilets they've clogged?
Yes, inquiring minds want to know. Toilet Clogger was just tell us the background behind your username, buddy. We want to know. Inquiring
I kind of
minds
like it a
know.
mystery though, so don't spoil it too much.
Yeah. Smash that like button, everybody, while you're here. It really helps the channel, please, and thank you. And if you want to chat with Nightbot, guys, you can hit @Nightbot. Type that in the chat, and Nightbot will chat with you. Hang on. Let me type. Hold on.
Hold on, I gotta take a break from typing to type.
That's it. And you know what, guys? Since we're here, let's go ahead. Let me see if I can get this thing working again. Okay, we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see. StreamYard decided to take away all the freebies on whatchamacallit. On I used to be able to just play these, click a button, and it would play these videos. But now I have to share a screen. So let's do this, guys. Let's get into the topic. Shazam. What you think about that? So while we do that, guess what we're gonna be playing in the background? Have you guys guessed it yet? Have you guys guessed what we're gonna have back there? We're gonna be playing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie on the VHS.
That sounds appropriate to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's give it the old Be Kind rewind first.
There you
go. Yeah, so let's see how
Are
that
you
works out.
Are you a rewind before you watch or after you watch? Because it seems like you were doing it before, but is that habit for you?
Well, so I don't understand the question. Like, how can
When
I
you
watch
finish
a movie?
watching it, do you immediately rewind it so you can watch it from the beginning next time?
Oh.
Or do you always put it in and then, oh yeah, I got to rewind?
That's what she said, by the way. So last night, my kiddo, I was in here and I was showing him, the movie. I was like, hey, we're going to watch this tomorrow night. And we watched a little bit of it, right? But I couldn't remember if I rewound it or not. So that's why I hit it right now. That's why I hit rewind. That's the only reason. Toilet Clogger says, just try to come up with something funny other than something tacky. Like the year I was born. I'm a huge World War II buff. Okay, so 1945 sounded funny with Toilet Cloggy.
There you go.
Hey, bro, if you like history, you have got to check out, and if you haven't already, Pieces of the Past. And I've got a few other boxes that I'm going to be doing some rips on. I already did one on the President's Edition on my Real Rips. Go check out my playlist and go look for the little Abraham Lincoln with 3D glasses. And so go check that out on my playlist channel if you like history, because I just became a partner with a company called Super Breaks, and they do all kinds of cool stuff. They just released a Rambo edition where you can get like relics, like name little dog tags, and they put them like they cut them out. They cut out pieces of relics, whether it be old documents from presidential documentation or movie memorabilia, like Rambo. Like they cut out pieces of the dog tag, like it says John Rambo on it, and they put them in the card. You know what I mean? So they embroidered them into the card themselves. So
That's cool.
they're really high quality products, and I just became an ambassador with them. And if you use code The Real Life Perspective Show, you save 10% on your purchase if you go to superbreaksports.com.
There you go.
There you go. if that's a plug,
I was waiting for the ad. I was waiting for the ad. You got it.
Yeah, I'll do a few tonight because I also do. I'm partners with Titan Display. If you ever need displays for your cards, I do a lot of card ripping on my channel, Paul. And so we do, like tonight, we're going to do some. I think you can guess what kind of cards we're going to be ripping tonight, but we'll be doing that. Yeah, man.
Complete my holographic set.
Oh, yeah. If you got those to show off, I would love to see those. But guys, let's talk a little bit about the Power Rangers movie. Let me share my screen here just so we can. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to see this. So Paul has a bunch of stuff to share. Let me just go ahead and pull this up for us. So here's the movie. Here's the logo title, right, for the movie. Let me look at who was the actual. Let me get that out of the way. I got to look at the director because I remember seeing the director didn't do too much after this movie, right? So,
no, as far as I know, it's Brian, I believe it is, right?
Yeah, Brian.
He moved to Hawaii after that.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he's been
Peaced
pretty
out.
quiet ever since. He's doing like small productions in Hawaii now.
That's cool.
Brian Spicer is his name.
Yeah.
And according to his IMDb, the only other thing that he's known for is he was second unit assistant director on the X-Files. He also was known for the director on 24. Actually, I never saw that series. I heard it was good.
Oh, yeah.
And then The Lone Gunman, which I never saw. A producer. He was a producer on that as well. But yeah, so this was produced by him. And okay. Let's get into it, guys. So let's start with the TV. I guess we're talking about the movie, but I want to bounce back to the TV show for a second. Yeah. Where did this all start, guys? Where did this all begin? Saban had a vision. We all saw the Toys That Made Us on Netflix. We all saw the story on that, right? let's. What was your first impressions? How old were you when the TV show came out? Did you watch the TV show? When was it? 1994, right? When it aired, it was 93.
Yeah.
93. How old was I in 1993? God, I got to do math. Hold on. Let's see. I was 11 years old at 1993. How old are you guys?
Man, I was -1.
Oh wow.
I am 1 year older than the movie, but man, growing up around Power Rangers at its like, as it kind of progressed over the last few years, I was, prime audience to kind of join that wave, and so yeah, it was like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, and Power Rangers was the first like big thing that I remember getting into as a kid, and then Turtles came around and just stomped them, unfortunately. But this show is the show that I grew up watching on TV, on VHS. Like I said, I love every minute of it, and it's such a fun show. It's so 90s, and yeah, I mean you can't not love those first 3 seasons.
Absolutely. And that's where I dropped. When did, well, okay, Paul, what's your first impressions of the TV show?
Well, I was 3 in '93. I was born in '90.
Okay.
I started mainly watching it in '95, right around when the movie released. But I remember seeing it like vaguely on TV show, and even if I pull up photos of my bedroom in the '90s, I had the curtains, the comforter, like all the toys and everything back then, right? But I used to love this show. I don't think there was a kid in the '90s that was under 10 years old that didn't watch Power Rangers of some sort.
Yeah.
And kids over 10 too, because I was 11 and
Well,
I loved it.
yeah. No, but I'm saying like
No,
like the majority of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was always a big kid at Howard. I never told anybody because everybody was, back then, if you, my generation was, you had to be cool. You didn't let anybody know you were, although I was clearly a nerd. I had glasses and all kinds of stuff, and I even had a pocket protector thinking that was cool. That was me at 11 years old. And I always kept this stuff on the secret, though. I never told anybody that I would watch this stuff, but I would rush home to watch Power Rangers. I don't even remember when it aired, if it was the afternoons or if it was Saturday mornings or whenever I watched it, or maybe they were just reruns in the afternoons because I would rush home. I was probably, when did Goosebumps come out?
I think it was around '93 as well.
Okay.
Or '94 or something like that.
Because
a lot of that was filmed where I'm from, Toronto.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. I all the good stuff. Believe it or not, I find so much stuff that was filmed in Canada. Like, it's such fantastic, like childhood. A lot of stuff from Nickelodeon. Like Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's my number one Nickelodeon show of all time.
So Goosebumps was 1995 as well.
Okay.
Oh, was it '95?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was 13 and I would rush home from school. If I was 13, I was probably in middle school, right? Like 7th or 8th grade. And I would rush home to go watch Goosebumps, man, and go watch Power Rangers because I didn't care, man. I love this stuff. Man, this is so much fun, dude. This is so much great. Hey, Jordy, let's say hi to Jordy real quick. I haven't seen Jordy in a while. Good to see him, man. He's over across the pond. I think he's in. Are you in Scotland? Or remind me, Jordy. It's been so long. Scotland or Manchester. He's in England, or I forget where he's at. But before we move forward, I always forget to do this. What's your drip? What are you guys wearing tonight, man? Are you guys wearing anything Power Rangers related? I can. Reese, what you got? What you wearing?
I'm dripping the poster right now. The entire poster logo's way down here, but you get the idea. If you've seen this amazing, I think this was like the art for the teaser poster initially, before they had everything. The poster that that's on the VHS and everything. That's what they would show at the theaters, but this was like the teaser poster, and so this one I just love the subtlety of it. They even did when they did that 2017 movie, they even did like a tribute to that. Which I was like, that was cool. They did the research, but yeah, got the poster shirt.
Nice, man. I remember that teaser shirt too. That's fantastic. And we know, so Reese doesn't like to wear pants on the live stream, so thank you for not standing up for that segment there. We all appreciate that. I'm dripping just a Zord shirt, you know.
Zord.
Yeah.
Megazord.
Man. Megazord. I love the OG Megazord. It was the closest thing I could find that was just different, because I'll share this one when we do some show and tell. What was I going to say? When we do that, coffee's kicking in, guys. Coffee's kicking in. Love it.
All right.
But Paul, are you dripping anything tonight, buddy?
No, sadly, no.
His room is dripping though, man.
Yeah, the whole
Can't wait
room
to
is.
see that.
Every time I walk in here, I see Power Rangers. So
Yeah.
Just oozing.
Yep. So we all know he's oozing. He's oozing. I love it.
I was
dude.
hoping you caught it. There we go.
What's your ooze? Maybe we should change it to what's your ooze.
There we
What's
go.
your ooze? There you go. And I love it. So yeah, the Power Rangers was great. Started in, like you said, in 1993. First 3 seasons were great. Tommy Oliver comes on board and just steals the show with the Green Ranger, right? And then Kimberly, who doesn't love Kimberly? Trini, who doesn't love those? I mean, come on, the boy, 11-year-old boys, and loving it, every bit of it. And then Blue Ranger was always my favorite, because I was, I related to the nerdy guy. That's me though. And then all of a sudden, let's talk about the drama of the show, guys. We all know what happened. So the story I heard directly from St. Austin John. Austin said, yeah, him too. Yeah. And Walter
Jones.
Yeah, Walter Jones, right? Was that they weren't getting paid enough money, right? And so they wanted to put their foot down and say, we need to get some money. And they said no, and they were all supposed to band together and go basically on strike, right? But none of that ever happened. Like, they were only Trini and Zach and Jason went on strike. And then that's when they decided to write them out, right? So they quit, whatever. And then this was right before the movie was about to happen, right?
Yeah. So
in the middle of it's still in the middle of the show.
Yeah,
I believe.
And this was this season 2 or 3 when this happened?
3, I believe. Because the Tengu Warriors were season 3, which were in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's some elements from the movie into season 3.
Okay.
But they changed like the names of the Tengu to Tanga, certain things like that.
So were the Tengu Warriors before the movie or after the movie in the show?
As far as I know, they took a hiatus for a little bit after the movie, if I'm correct, and then they went back and did season 3, and that's when they introduced them. Because they even changed how they got the Ninjetti powers for the TV show.
Okay, it's been so long since I kind of started dropping off after the movie.
Yeah,
so
but even with the whole payment thing, like you're saying, they did get paid a lot less, and I think it was roughly $600 a week back then or something.
Oof.
And they had no representation. They had, I think their contracts basically screwed all of them on that one. So that's why when the movie got released, a lot of them were bitter about it, because they basically worked for that movie and then got fired for opening their mouths.
Right.
Oh, is that what happened? They were fired?
Basically, they said, we'll replace you pretty much, right? And they did. That's where Steve Cardenas and that came in very naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's just crazy, man. Like you said, to work that hard and then just to try to fight for what's right, and
they didn't realize how big it was going to be either.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if it ever got fully resolved either, because if you look at it, then Amy Jo Johnson and that eventually ended up leaving anyways. So I don't know if there's still some issue there and they ended up leaving anyways, or what happened there.
They all didn't they just all switch over to eventually all new actors into a different.
Yeah, they just kind of dissipated into the next, which that's a whole other thing in the movie and all that later. But some of them stuck around, like Jason David Frank. He stuck around for the longest time.
Yeah, and then they all started to kind of make cameos throughout all the different franchises, right?
Yeah,
but
like Austin J. St. John came back as a Gold Ranger eventually.
Oh, did he?
Right.
Okay. Nice, nice. Yeah, I stopped. I completely stopped following all that stuff, because I don't know. I just
You
completely
wanted to
dropped
be
off.
cool. You just got to admit you wanted to be cool.
I didn't want to be cool. I think I just got tied up with after when the Power Rangers turned more. I don't even remember which one it was. They were kind of more boxier shaped and they were kind of more robotic looking.
Oh,
I
Turbo
forget.
Prime.
Was it Turbo? Yeah, I think I
Boxer.
Yeah.
dropped off. So what was right after Power Rangers season 3? What was the next thing that came into play?
Zeo, maybe?
Yeah, it was Zeo and then
Okay.
Turbo.
I remember liking Zeo for a while because he had the star on the face, right? The Red Ranger had the star, right?
Yeah.
I remember liking that for a while, and then eventually just kind of like, okay, I'm in high school now. I'm starting to get. I was in a band. I was in band too. I was a high school drumline, but then I was also in a rock and roll garage band that we were, always busy, playing around with that, trying to get chicks in high school and all that cool stuff. So I did turn cool for a little while, guys. I will say that.
Seems like it.
Yeah, but I kind of dropped off from Power Rangers after. So these are the only Power Rangers I really know, and besides the movie. So Green Ranger eventually, lost his powers, went away, came back, and became the White Ranger. And then shortly after that is where they kicked off. They replaced the actors, the Yellow Ranger, Black Ranger, and Red Ranger. And then right after that comes the movie, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about this movie. Okay, before we got it, let's catch up on the chat now that we're here. All right, 12 o'clock says it was actually a well-made movie for a cheap budget.
Yes.
We watched this last night on my Twitch channel, and you're absolutely right. Fantastic, really well done compared to like the TV show format. I heard they actually wanted to keep it the TV show format style, but then last minute they decided let's step it up a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Jordy says, peace, love, and happiness to all the best. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. I already did that one. Last time I saw that, I was like 4. He was like 4 years old, Jordy says.
Man.
I know.
It gets better with age. It gets better and worse, actually. It gets better and worse with age. But you got to watch with the rose tinted glasses every time.
There's some lines in here we'll talk about, and some of it was a little cringe, but not as bad as I remembered. I remember loving it as a kid. I was 2 when this movie came out, says Angelos, but I did watch it when I got older. Yep, same. Yep, there you go. The show, because this movie came out in 1995, I was 13 years old. So yeah, I was loving it. I don't think I got to see it in the theaters. I had to wait for home video cassette, but all the toys and everything were out on the market, like McDonald's and all that stuff. They had all this stuff out before I even saw the movie.
And the VHS release that popped off for me, and that's where the show was kind of already a thing for me, but like the movie made it even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when you like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated show, and then you see the 90s movie and you're like, oh wow, this is like a whole nother level or a whole nother look at these characters.
It is. It really was. Yeah, we look at their costumes, man. I mean,
those were so sick. Like
those were so cool, man.
That was a great decision to like upgrade the look, because on the TV show with the tights, it makes sense. But then, yeah, for like the full theatrical movie, like it's bigger. Like if they would have walked in with the tights, it would have been a little underwhelming and it would look silly.
Oh yeah,
but the armor looks great.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. This is so good. Let me see if I'm trying to find, where is it? Is it this one? Okay, put that forward. Yeah, look at those suits, man. I mean, who didn't want one of those suits? They actually looked like they had armor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The TV show, obviously we all know that they reused footage from Japan to make that happen, but it didn't look like armor to me. They just looked like, how was he, as you got older, you're like, well, how does this power them up? They just look like they're wearing skin tight suits and a helmet. How is this? Where's the powers from?
Yeah, and whoever decided to like change that, I applaud them, because it's a big move to do that, like to change an iconic look already and then be like, oh, it needs to be different for the movie. Like a lot of times, especially fandom stuff that we love, they'll do that for a movie and then everybody hates it. But I feel like in this case, people saw it like, ooh, that's even better. And I almost wish they would have like continued that in the show, but it made sense for the movie.
Totally miss it. What do you think of the suits, Paul?
I liked them actually. It was Rob Berman Studios that actually designed them and made them for the movie.
Rob
And
Berman?
yeah, I thought it was a good upgrade for them.
Totally.
The people hated them, but I liked them. Overall look of them. I thought it was a lot cleaner style than the spandex.
And they had so many cool new features to them too. Like they had the Stega. What I wrote it down, like the Stega whip. What do you call it? The Stega. Hold on,
Something
I got
like
it on
that.
here. I think I wrote it down. The Stega Stinger and the Pterodactyl Thunder Whip.
Nice.
Is what and then even Rocky, they were underneath the garage looking for the goo people and the goo goons or whatever they were called. And he says, "Rocky, do a scan," and then he's got this little laser scanner on his helmet. And he's just, I've got readings all over the place, but I can't pick them up. Their guys are moving like crazy. All those cool new features and so cool, man.
All smart decisions. Like you just made the Power Rangers cool, and I think that's what they were trying to do ultimately, because this was like the introduction for a lot of people. They saw the show. Like, go ahead.
Oh, did you see the design of the helmets when they took the visor off, though?
I don't think so.
I saw that. What was it? What was the point of that?
I'll look it up. Let me see.
So, as far as I know, they thought if they seen the actors, they could relate to them more, the character or something like that. So
it wasn't.
Filmed quite a bit of the movie with it off.
Okay.
And they had to go back and do a lot of reshoots because of that.
I heard that, but I thought they were going to try to just like do some kind of superimpose. You know what I mean? Superimpose thing where they leave spaces for them to digitally enhance things into there. But you're saying they were just going to leave it where they could see their eyes?
Yeah, it's a little weird. I could see why they want to do that, but it makes zero sense.
Well, they actually did it in the new Power Rangers movie from 2017.
Oh, yeah, they had the little visor that goes up and down.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're aiming for. I think that's where the 2017 got their idea from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they're going to do it, the full face, I mean, I could see that working, but not like where it was just like their eyes are showing and they have like this gap with, cover of the helmet, and if they're going to go into battle mode, you know what I mean? Like they do in that reboot. If they're going to do that, I can understand that, but not like that. I saw the picture of what you're talking about where they're just, they're missing their visor and the mouthpiece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little. It comes off a little goofy. Just like if you're so used to seeing the mask as it is, and then all of a sudden, like things are opening up, you're kind of like weirded out by it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I felt. I was just like, yeah, that may not have worked on film.
Yeah.
Toilet says, I was 6 when the show came out, loved it, fell in love with the Pink Ranger, LOL. Then the movie came out, and that was badass too. Yeah, Agreed. Saying hi to everybody. Jordy, he grew up with Cartoon Network. There you go. That's also great. We didn't have cable. That was like a specialty thing. We didn't have it growing up. You had to pay for a premium for Cartoon Network in my neck of the woods. I recently found out that the guy who did the voice of Johnny Bravo also does the voice of Dexter's dad. I didn't know that. Goosebumps came out in 1996. Very good. Okay, there you go. Promote your channel by typing the word real. If you guys have YouTube channels, type the word real, REEL, in the chat, and it will promote your link. Your link will pop up right there. And we can share, and we can all go follow each other and build this nerddom community. I love it.
Nice.
Jordy said, 96, that's an amazing year, because I was born that year. Scotland, bro. Glasgow. Is that how you pronounce it, right? Love it. I've never been to Scotland. I've been to Ireland. I need to go to Scotland. I hear it's amazing. And my wife is in love with James McAvoy. She wants to run into him over there. And yeah, sweet. Cool, dude. What else we got? They added Beavis and Butthead and the coach Buzzhead guy into COD.
Call of Duty.
Oh, did he? Nice. I bought it weird, though. I bet that's hilarious. Buzzcut, not Buzzhead. There you go. They wrote them out of the show saying they joined the Peace Corps. Yep, I remember that. Jason.
What a way to go out.
Yeah, joining the Peace Corps. Yeah, it kept their respect. You know what I mean? They're respectful characters. I don't remember. Ah.
They could have just said they all went to another school.
Yeah. Where my
The rival
parents are
school.
moving, but
Yeah.
you know what a tough guy Austin St. John was. I mean, his character just never strayed. Like Tommy became this overly, in my opinion, just like overly sensitive like character. But Austin St. John was always like, "Hey man, so maybe we should go do this. Maybe we should go do this." And then Tommy was more like, "Yeah man, you could totally do that. Go for it, bro." You know, he was, and I was watching, because I was watching the movie last night, right? And he was doing that. He goes, "Yeah, man, you totally, what did he tell his little kid?" He goes, "Yeah, maybe next time you can join us."
Yeah.
He's talking to the little kid skydiving, you know. And how about that opening scene, man, where you got the Red Hot Chili Peppers playing,
Let's
man.
get into it. Yeah,
Let's get into it.
iconic. I remember seeing that as a kid and thought that was the coolest thing. It's like still to this day, it's like stuck in my brain of seeing Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver on a snowboard skydiving out of a airplane or helicopter. Like that's just so cool back then.
Totally iconic.
Now it's like that doesn't make any sense. But watching it then and rewatching it, you're just like, it just looks so cool doing it. It's like the idea of doing that, I don't think anybody would realistically try. Maybe, I don't know, but it's just so cool. And he was the cool guy.
Hey,
Well,
thanks,
I love
Jordan.
that intro, actually.
It is
Even
good.
The soundtrack of the movie was overall pretty good, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. That one just hits you left and right with these
Mhm.
perfect songs. They don't like pull you out of the movie. They like fit so well in whatever's going on. But yeah, so many like hit songs.
So here's the thing. Some of those, there was only 2, 3 that I recognized when I was trying to make notes here. Of obviously, there's probably some of these are like the fighting songs during the battle scenes and stuff like that. One of them, that scene where they're fighting the Ooze characters in the garage or whatever. I swear, and they're doing all those awesome one-liners. He's like, "Later, dudes," and he does the spin tornado thing where and then she's just like, "Gotta love it," you know, with the stinger whip or whatever, or the pterodactyl. What did I call it? Something tail whip.
Oh, she had the best line right there where she's like, "Did you have a good trip? See you next fall."
Yep, that was.
And you're like, "Oh, why'd you say that?"
Yeah, she did that. She did say that. But if you go back and listen to that music that's playing right there, it's got a little bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vibe to it, because it's got this little tingy sound that's in there, and it's the same when they're fighting the Foot Clan at the very end of the movie, and they're like, "Gotta love being a turtle," you know. It's that same kind. It's not the same song, but it's got the same vibe to it. Go back and listen to that
is that
scene.
the Devo song? Are you ready? Or Devo?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the song during that fight scene.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that on here?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Yeah, cool. I couldn't even tell you what that song was. But there you go.
It is a little cheesy for the scene. Like it's fun, but like the lyrics are kind of weird to the scene where they're talking about action and like performing action. So it kind of goes a little like meta and like I said, takes you out of that. But if you're not paying attention to the music, it's great.
Yeah. What was the line? They were like fighting something.
Yeah, they're literally singing about fighting and action.
Action heroes, something like that. Now, I mean, there was that song, but then there was another one that had like this. I don't know if that's the same song or not, but love it.
Talking about Free Ride?
No, there was Free Ride when they were skating around on the rollerblades, and they all had protective gear on. You know, gotta have the helmet, gotta have the elbow pads, gotta have the knee pads if you remember. You know, because that's how movies worked. You know, that's where Free Ride was in there. And then, because Bulk and Skull finally jumped out of the airplane at that point, you know, and they landed inside of the construction. I mean, talk about a well-directed movie from cutting from transition to transition. So they're over there skating, right? And then all of a sudden, you know, Bulk and Skull finally parachute down in the middle of that construction zone. And they're like, "What are you guys doing here? We're from the Angel Grove Building Department." "Yeah, that building's supposed to be over there." You know?
That's probably one of the funniest lines in the movie. Like that kind of humor like reminds me of like Airplane.
Yeah,
just out of nowhere, just hilarious.
I totally wish they would have been more involved in the movie because
Mm-hmm.
that was probably the highlight of their spot. And then because at the end of the movie, well, let me finish my point there. So, Bulk and Skull are sitting there talking, and then they're there at the construction site, and then boom, that's where they discover the Ivan Ooze egg.
Yeah,
right?
you see the team going down with their skates, and then it pans over, and then you're there.
And then immediately they cut to the Power Rangers getting called by Zordon, and Zordon is like, "Oh, there's an evil, Ivan Ooze is coming back." Okay, let's talk about Zordon, guys. I've got to bring this up. Not a fan of this Zordon, man. Not a fan. I did not like this guy. I mean, the voice, whatever, was fine. And I feel bad for the original actor who played the TV show because I heard that he was only in there for one day. They paid him for like a few hours of just like just moving his face around, and then they used his face for like the rest of the TV show. And so that's all he needed to do. And he's like, yeah, that's all I really ever did for the TV show, But this guy, I didn't like where they went. I guess that's what you would think Zordon would look like if he came out of his capsule. You know what I mean? I guess that's technically what he would look like. But he creeped me out. He just looked like a creepy old man to me. What'd you guys think of him?
A little bit of Return of the Jedi Vader look. When he comes out, you're kind of like, oh, that's what he looks like. When you see Vader take off the mask, it's like, didn't expect that. And I think that was kind of the idea here a little bit. It's like, you don't expect him to look that creepy looking or weird or whatever it is, I don't know. Because you just see him as a floating head.
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you think of him, Paul?
I actually like the design of it. You got to think of it, Zordon was an alien at the end of the day. So the original guy kind of looked more human, so it didn't really explain the whole backstory of Zordon in a sense, where this one shows that he's an alien.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I like the design. And then you also got to remember, he wasn't in his chamber at that point. So what you see him there, he might not actually look like when he's fully healed. Because he was degrading at that point. He was aging, accelerating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
He just always gave me a really weird vibe. And the fact that I guess that they had to pick a different actor, I wish they would have brought back the original actor just to play, even if they put him in the same makeup. I just wish they would have given him. Go ahead.
I think he only got paid like $150 for his whole day, and they used him up to season like 4 or 5 or something like that. Up until Zordon got taken out.
Imagine doing that and then seeing what it becomes.
I
Scent of it.
I heard it was the same for the old lady who did the voice of E.T. It was like an old smoker lady that they found in a supermarket. And they're like, hey, you want to come be in a movie? And they only paid her like less than $500 or something like that. And I mean, talk about an iconic voice, right? Yeah. But that's my hot take on Zordon. I mean, take it or leave it, but let's talk about Ivan Ooze, man. Is this not the most charismatic, coolest villain of any Power Rangers villain that you've ever seen?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, he had all the best lines, and they're all like dad jokes. That was my favorite part about this. He just was having the time of his life, and I don't even know if the actor really was that into this, but it seemed like he was having a great time. Like just being this character, and he probably had, no idea about Power Rangers going into this, but then like making this what it was, understanding what the movie was, and giving this kind of performance just like elevated the whole movie.
Yeah. And I never realized who the actor was until later on in life, I mean, looks nothing like the original actor, all the prosthetics that they put on him, and just killed this performance. And this is what you get when you put your budget into real actors, right? This is what you get. You get a performance like no other. And this guy, he was in the original Indiana Jones, right? He was the main villain from Indiana Jones. Super, I don't know. I can't think of anything else other than Hot Fuzz, which is my #1 movie of all time. He makes it. He's the priest in that. If you've never seen Hot Fuzz, you gotta go see Hot Fuzz. Stop this stream and go watch it right now. I'll give you a pass. It's fantastic. Let's see. So Toilet clogger. I got a comment about this. I agree with this 100% because our favorite episode is the Pudgy Pig food fight episode. That's my favorite episode of all time. He is my favorite TV show villain. And when we're watching it, me and my kids will quote this all the time too. Like Jason's ADR, like the Pudgy Pig eats their weapons. And Jason goes, "Oh no, my sword!" And now my youngest will always come by. He'll just walk by and go, "Oh no, my sword!" And he'll just say it all the time, and it's so freaking great, man. I love it. So his ADR was also always good. He was a dude, man. He was a man. But what was crazy was that I always thought these actors were like older. You know what I mean? Playing high school kids. But Jason was 17, right? He was like 17 when he started the show, and that's why he couldn't do anything like legal wise. Like you said, they didn't have any representation or anything, so they kind of got taken advantage of for being so young, right? Toilet says them jumping out of the airplane, skydiving, the Chili Pepper song "Higher Ground" worked so good. Yeah, it was perfect. I loved the check out my online card shop, guys. Hey, if you want some cards, I sell cards too. Go there, go check that out. Hey, Meat Stick, what's going on? Whip it, freedom of choice. What? I don't. Oh, whip it good. Devo. Got it. Phil 5 Dime, what's up, man? Knee pads will save your life. You got that right, my friend. Knee pads will. Glad to have you guys here. It's good to see you. Girl, you want? I don't know that one. So Bulk and Skull are charming. Glad they stayed in the show for as long as they did. The actors seem like super cool. They really do. They seem pretty down to earth. I tried reaching out to them. They're not very responsive to comments that I've noticed. I tried to reach out to just comments saying, "Oh, that's hilarious, man. Oh, I love it. I loved it when you did this and this and this." Not even got a like. Doesn't even get a like out of them. You know, and I think Bulk has his own YouTube channel too. So yeah, he's got his own YouTube channel. I forget the actor's name. But they're not very responsive to comments. I will say that. Or maybe they just Maybe they're just like, "Oh, it's that guy again."
Yeah.
That's probably what they did. Me6 says Zordon is trapped in a time warp and communicate. Dude, what'd you do? Chat GPT this? You know, he provides guidance, wisdom, and instruction. You know he did. He's like, Meat Stick. You don't even know who the Power Rangers are, do you? Timu Zordon. There you go. Old ladies with emphysema at Walmart. I don't know where that came from.
That's very specific.
Hot Fuzz is such a great movie. Thank you, Toilet Clogger. You were the man. The 2007, Bryan Cranston did, and also Bryan Cranston also did a couple of monsters in the TV show, The Voices, didn't he?
Yeah. That was a full circle moment.
I don't know which one of those, which he did, but talk about the one-liners. Everybody knows the favorite, the most popular one, and I completely forgot about this one up until I saw it recently, because I remember quoting this when I was in middle school when I watched the movie, going, "I'm a frog," you know. And then probably it was just whenever the Tengu Warriors fail, they're like, we couldn't beat them. Some girl goes, "Did these sticks have a whistling sound?" And he's like, "You want us to take another crack at it? How about taking another quack at it?" Boom! And it's just boom, makes them all explode.
Makes zero sense.
Yeah, how about taking
another? They don't land, but they just sound right in the moment. You know, like the one you don't have up here. What was it?
I'm surprised some more Dant line.
I got a bone to pick.
I'm surprised some more Dant line's not in there. I got about a week back.
Oh yeah.
My gosh, yeah, that's a bar. That's a bar, as the kids say.
What character said that? Remind me in the movie.
The pig guy, Mordant.
Yeah, dude. What was up with? Where was Babu and the other guy?
Maybe
where were they at?
Right too.
So as far as I know, with the movie, Fox got the rights for the movie. So the band didn't want to give Fox all their characters in case the movie flopped. So that's why they had to create Ivanus, the Tengu Warriors, and all that. And then when the movie actually didn't flop, that's why you got the Tengu Warriors in the TV show, because again, Saban didn't want to pay money for new suits, so he got them all from Fox after filming.
Oh, nice. Smart. Yeah, that dude's a great businessman. Smartest businessman. Yeah, but I mean, they added another character. They could have at least just left in Babu or something. You know, what would the difference have been? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Zed and Rita were in there, so they were technically still in there.
Yeah,
You know,
just didn't
but
do anything.
I guess they had to kill off a bad guy, and they finally did with Ivan News. Spoiler alert: it's 30 years, guys. I don't know if spoiler alerts count for that. But what was the line you said? You said that Morton said, "I gotta wait back."
About a week back. Yeah.
And then what was the other one, Reese?
Oh, hey, Fossilhead, I got a bone to pick.
Hey,
Said
fossil head.
Tommy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tommy was fighting
They're
the big. They
fighting
were
in the
dinosaur
jungle.
bone thing.
Mm-hmm. I just thought that was just so like on the nose, but it again, it makes it fun, and you're just like,
Mhm.
I can't believe he said that, but he did, you know.
Yeah.
And they were trying to like kind of feed into like what the Ninja Turtles live action movie set up, and how like you can tell this movie is so inspired by what they did with that movie. They're like, we got to do this, we got to like live up to that.
Yeah.
Because that was so good. Both, you know, you could say the first two. Third one's up for debate, but like when they were making this, you know that they had the pressure of those movies. Like if it's not as good as that, then nobody's gonna go see it.
Yeah. So they borrow things, right? So they, I
Mhm.
mean, that's everywhere now. I mean, but back then, they were still making original content. Like this movie was 100% original. You know what I'm saying? There was,
Right.
I didn't find any other besides some of the one-liners, anything that was like borrowed from any. I couldn't think of any. Think about it. What kind of scenario does this movie? Can you put this towards another movie? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because there were so many elements of it. Because you had all these old characters, Zed and Rita set him free, set up this free bad guy, and then he winds up capturing them and taking over to do his own. You know, I can't think of a movie where that happened off the top of my head.
Well,
You know
the
what I'm
one
saying?
thing that kind of struck me was kind of funny is like the whole premise of the original Power Rangers show is that Rita comes out of a capsule, you know, after all these years, and then it's literally the same idea. So I don't know if they were doing it on purpose to kind of mimic the show for the people who've never watched Power Rangers, and they're like, well, he just comes out of a capsule, but it's literally like the same storyline, you know, for the villain. He comes out of a capsule after thousands of years, you know, kind of thing that was uncovered. But again, it could be, like I said, it could have been on purpose, but there is that.
I loved Rita in this. I thought she did a great job for the small bit that she did. And I totally got Wicked Witch of the West vibes from this girl. Like there's a scene right at the beginning where Ivan comes out and he's like, I'm gonna do this, and she's like, finally, a real man. And she gives this side look to Zed, finally, a real man. And it looks just like the Wicked Witch, man. You gotta, if you don't see it, I mean, I see it, but I like the actress. I don't know if did the actress play, did she actually do the voice, or was it somebody else who voiced over her work?
That's a good question. As far as I know, the actress was in it like fully. I never saw a credit to like a voice actor or anything.
Yeah.
It was always just her in this iteration.
Gotcha. Let's see. So Angela says, have you ever watched a Japanese version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Tubi TV? I have not. I didn't know it was on there. The Japanese version.
Wow.
Good way to pass the time. I need to check that out. I really like the Japanese version. Yep. Lord Zed was always, dude, no kidding. He was the toughest, roughest dude on the planet. I mean, the moon.
Yeah. I wish they would have done a little bit more with him, like whether he joins Ooze and then betrays him or something. You know, kind of happens from a distance, but like I wish he would have had more of a part, or if they were fighting Zord at the beginning, you know, or something like that.
Yeah,
I feel like they could have given the TV show characters a little bit more to do at the beginning, and then like put them aside like they did, and then give Ivan Ooze his spotlight, and then kind of circle back. Like they did.
Totally. Let's put this aside for a second and let's do some show and tell while we got Paul in the house, man. So Paul, I know you have a lot of memorabilia from the movie, so let's take a gander around, if you don't mind, giving us some show and tell. Let me find you here. Boom.
So, do you remember when Ivan got released?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Speaking
was
of,
what was on top, right?
Yeah, that's the manhole cover right there.
That's awesome.
wow.
Yeah, that thing is
So
massive.
was this a one of one, or did they have multiples of these, and you happen to have one of one?
They only have one of this one. Actually, the guy that sculpted it, fortunately, passed away. But yeah, he passed away a few years ago. But there's only one of that one. It's made out of foam.
It's made
And
out of foam. Okay.
There
Look
he
at
is.
Ooze. Wow, look at that. That's so cool. Look at the
God,
costume and everything. See, I didn't even pay attention to his wardrobe. I could not take my eyes off of his face. It was so animated. But man, so what is that? Explain to us, what is that?
So it's his full assemble. It was Paul Freeman that played him, right? And basically, I 3D printed a head to go with the costume. But it's his full costume. All the way
the
around.
detail is insane that they put
Yeah.
into that.
Well,
And
it's
you
kind of
only see
funny.
it from, like,
So
the chest up half the time.
we almost got a different Ivan Ooze. So what happened was the day of filming, so the first shooting day that Paul Freeman was on set, they actually lost the original suit that looked totally different. So they had to pause filming. It was, I think it was 3 people that got together and they spent one whole weekend making the suit.
Wow.
And that's how that came about.
How many suits did they make?
There was only one Ivan suit.
Wow.
So
That's
there's
great.
one missing that's totally different. No one even knows what it looks like. And then there's this one that we all know of.
Wow. Yeah,
And
because
it was
sometimes they'll
heavy.
make multiples, but
It was super heavy. I don't even know how Paul Freeman wore that.
yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
like the attention to detail is just astounding. The costume work
Yeah.
in the movie is top
Like
tier.
it's a bunch of tubing and everything. I don't know if you could see it, but it's a bunch of rubber tubing that they use, and they dyed it purple. So they said they spent hours dyeing purple tubing that they got from a hardware store that started building it.
That's so cool.
That's wild, man. That's
And then,
cool.
the Oozeman. Do you remember in the movie the double whammy kick? When they both
Yes.
kick? So that's him.
There he is. That's awesome. Is that a mask or is that a bust?
It's a bust. So what happened was with Paul Freeman, it was a life cast of his head for all the Oozeman. That's why they all kind of look similar to him.
Makes
So
sense.
they took a life cast of this one and they put a rubber tube inside of it. So when they did the double whammy, if you look at the behind scenes video, it was just 2 sticks with their boot on it. So it looked like 2 people were kicking it.
Oh.
So they're pushing on the side of the head, and then the ooze was spoon out of the head. But they didn't like how it looked, so they ended up just CGIing the eyes popping out for that one.
That's crazy. Interesting. I love that you have like the stories behind these things too. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so
This
I
is
reached
incredible.
out to a lot of the people, like Warren Beaton did all the Ivan Ooze makeup in that. And then for Mordant, that was played by what's his name? Paul. I was talking to him not that long ago, but he lives in he's in Australia right now, actually. So yeah, John Paul actually is his name. John Paul.
okay.
He's a mime, actually, believe it or not. He does mime work. Yeah.
Wow.
Mimes are crazy, dude. Mimes are
That's so niche.
yeah. I was gonna say yeah. That's a good way. That's a
How
good.
many mimes do you know?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. So, like, over the years, after getting the suits and that, I reached out to a lot of people from the filming that. Like, even in September, me, Steve Cardenas, and Karen Ashley, we're doing a 30-year convention in Hamilton, Ontario.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, for an R1, here's Mordant Pig.
There he is.
So what is that? Is that just a statue of him? Is it a costume? What is that?
No, it's a costume. So,
Oh,
the head comes off, and then on the back side is a big kind of zipper opening. So, they would open it up. He'd put his legs in first, and then his arms, and then.
So that's screen used?
Yep.
Bro, this is amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my
all
god, I
this
love
stuff is.
this.
It seems right. All of this stuff screen used.
Yeah, everything is. The only thing that's not is the Pink Ranger's helmet and Ivan Ooze's head. Everything else is.
Wow.
Okay.
And one of ones.
Yeah. Well, no. So
Okay.
everything else I've showed you is 1-on-1, but for the Rangers themselves, each one of them I think had like 5 or 6 suits because they
Right.
had the stunt actors, and then even on set, a bunch of them were tearing. They would have the set people come out and repair them as they would go. So, and then here's a the bird.
Well, welcome in, PL Taylor. Is that PI Taylor B? Welcome in, first timer of the show, man. Says he's a hashtag major fan. Rest is at Disney. Do you guys know this guy? Anybody?
Yeah, it's a buddy of mine.
Oh, okay. What's how do you pronounce that? What is that?
P.I.
The bird?
P.I. Taylor. Okay, cool. Okay, sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. Well, here's Tangu Warrior.
That's so cool. I love it, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love. Meatstick says we're going to Paul's house for Halloween.
Do the rest of it, man.
Oh, look at you, dude. Yeah, so Paul is not only a big Power Rangers fan, but he's got a ton of other stuff, pop culture stuff too, guys. So
Oh yeah, like Mummy and everything. Like,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
the Coneheads. Hold on. I'm trying to think of what's that on the second shelf there. What is that? What is that? What is that? That zombie
one?
thing.
That's
Oh,
the Mummy.
I recognize that. Well, yeah. What is that zombie?
the Mummy.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got the little cards next to it.
okay. Duh. Yeah. And then,
Remember Arachnophobia?
yeah, dude, that movie made me so scared of spiders.
Gremlins.
Mission accomplished then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jeff Daniels playing a series because I was like right before or after Dumb and Dumber. I don't remember. Wait, who was that? Who was that?
The Gremlins.
No, before you show us something else.
Yeah, right there.
Men in Black 3.
Oh, okay, nice. No, but what was the? It was just a plain, it looked like a plain human face.
So do you remember Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon?
That's what it was. I knew it was something like that. Yes.
Yep.
So this
Yeah.
is one. You remember when he caught fire near the end of the movie when they were burning him?
Yeah.
So this is one of the fireproof masks. So the stunt actor wore it. So
That's so cool, man.
on the whole inside of it's just fire retardant.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I knew that face looked familiar. I'm going, that's good stuff, man.
Well, even it's not just movie props. Like I collect bunch. You should know this one.
Oh yeah, good old Teddy. I love Teddy Ruxpin. I still watch the TV cartoon series, man. I still watch it. Anybody else know?
But yeah, I collect movie props, vintage toys, all that.
Very nice.
Insane.
Nice.
You came to the right place for this.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
So the Tengu, back to that, like we were saying. So this one is a latex mask, but there's also 3 animatronic ones for the movie, and I have one of the animatronics.
Wow.
Paul
There you
can
go.
literally link himself 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon.
That's literally 1 degree. That's you found the degree right there. That's it.
That's so good. Okay.
What else we got?
So that's a robotic one.
Okay. Oh, speaking
So-
of robotics, what'd you guys think of Goldar's animation, his upgraded face?
I
That was
liked
a
it.
good move. Yeah, it helped.
It was a good move. He
Yeah.
looks so clean too. He looks so real, and you can actually see because remember it was the original cartoon or not the TV series was just kind of barely moved. It was inside of but yeah, I like the animation that they did to it. So
Mhm.
sorry, man. Continue.
No,
I interrupt a lot.
No, that's fine. So so for the movie, there's only 3 of them. They broke 2 of them down and used them on the Turbo movie. You remember Yara, that little like I don't know, like explain it, leprechaun looking thing.
I
Mhm.
didn't
They
see
broke
Turbo.
down. Yeah, well, that in that movie they broke down 2 of the masks, repurposed them to make the robotic heads for that. So I got the last surviving one that I restored, and that's.
Nice, man. That's cool.
Yep.
Wow.
And then for Rangers,
Oh. Boy, if I was a young teenager and had that in my house.
it's kind of funny actually.
One of 5.
I met Amy Jo Johnson in May. I went to the con and brought her suit down for them.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice, man. Did you get her
Yeah.
to sign it?
I got her to sign the inside of the belt. Actually, I got photos of her with it and everything. Because the
Nice.
con that I'm
Really
doing
cool
in
for a
September, invited me to do that one. So they're like, can you just bring a couple of props? So I had the Usman at Davey Yost's table, and then I had the Pink Ranger at Amy Jo's table.
That's awesome. I bet she loves seeing that.
Oh, she couldn't believe it. Right away, she's like, is this mine? I'm like, yeah, that's the suit.
Holding on for you.
yeah, pretty much.
Put it on. Come on, put it on.
Well, it's crazy. I never expected, because in the suit, I guess when you put it on the mannequin, it's more stretched out, right? Because in person, she's short.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she's teeny. She looks teeny. Yeah, very tiny, very tiny. Yeah. Petite. Excuse me, I say teeny, but she's
so
petite.
Yeah, for the '95 movie, that's all I had. The only other thing Power Rangers related for movie wise, I had from the 2017 movie. That's the coin.
Okay, that's the coin. Nice.
Yeah, the morphing coin.
That's cool, man. No, it's not just. That's an amazing collection for the movie, dude. The only thing I have Power Rangers to share, guys, is this right here is just a shoe.
Oh, that's cool.
Was that screen used?
Yeah.
Did Billy
Negative. No, it was not screen used, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's great. Reese, are you ready to show?
Yeah, I had a quick question for Paul, pertaining to what we just saw. So what got you into like going all in on these, props and memorabilia? Like, where did this all start?
So,
especially that collection for Power Rangers too.
So I started with movie props before I even got that, because I was at the Heritage auction 2 years ago, and it was actually my girlfriend who went behind my back and bought it all.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I forget what I was doing that day, but I was kind of busy, and I couldn't actually do the auction. So she kind of went crazy, bought them all, won them all. And then I just remember she's like, oh, I need to tell you something. I'm like, okay. She's like, I won this, and kept going. I'm like, oh my God.
You don't know to be excited or upset.
Well, yeah, it was, kind of scary. It was a lot of money at the time. So
yeah.
The bad news is we won't be able to eat for at least 6 months. But the good news,
screen used outfits, we got them.
Yeah.
She's actually here right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't want to go on camera, but yeah.
Well, tell her thank you from us. Thank you so much for buying all that stuff on impulse buy. Just it was a great impulse. That's a fantastic. No regrets. No regrets, guys. No regrets there. So
that's awesome.
Thank you. Tell her thank you.
I just wanted to know where a lot of this stemmed from, because it's so cool. You have all of these like very familiar pieces.
So growing up, I was always a movie buff, right? Like that was mainly my thing. I remember every week I would try to run over to the Walmart, buy a DVD, different one, and sit at home and watch it. That was my main thing every week.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I saw the Blade 2 mask back there, dude. I love that's my favorite Blade.
So much to see.
So that's the Reaper. You remember the Reaper guard in the blood bank? And they found him on the floor and they trapped him, and then they did the autopsy on him.
Okay, it's coming back to me. Let me see it. Let me see him. Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I totally see it now. Yeah. Kind of looks like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Do you remember Tank Girl as well? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah. You got the dogs? Oh, look at those guys. Yes, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I forget the name. Was that Ice-T's character?
No, that was the other one. The one that was kind of creepy with the girl, actually. I forget his name.
Yeah. I hear that chick's really, really cool. There's this guy who hangs around airports. Have you seen this guy? He just hangs around airports and waits for celebrities to come by, and he just catches them on the fly, like asks them 30-second questions. But he ran into her, and she was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" She was just like fist bumping him and just like super
that's Lori
chill.
Petty, right?
Lori Petty, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she's from what I've seen, she's pretty down there.
For sure. Yeah.
You should remember this one though.
Oh yeah, I love Bogus Journey, man. Well, obviously the original is great, but you stole Jenkins' Easter basket. That's that's
pretty good.
One of the most famous lines from that one. And then, do you remember another 90 movies while we're on the subject? Small Soldiers. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
of course, man. I love it.
Chip Hazard. Oh
Oh,
wow.
the girl, the Barbie. That was
Yeah.
Christina
Wendy.
Ricci, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
I love
Yep.
Small Soldiers.
yeah. So that's one of the original Wendy dolls from the movie.
Oh, sick, dude. That's so good. Oh, well, that's such a great movie, man. Small Soldiers is fantastic. It's Phil Hartman, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
the jerk neighbor. Oh, the satellite was this tree was blocking the satellite dish. I thought I'd just go ahead and remove it for you. You know,
It's like his second time playing that character too.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Turbo Man, Jingle
Oh,
All the
yeah.
Way. So he was in Small Soldiers, and then basically this Reese was saying the same character as he was in Jingle All the Way. You know,
Mhm.
I have
But,
one more
yeah.
question for you, Paul. Then
Yep.
we can move on. Just because I'm like just dumbfounded here. Um, if you had to pick like one thing out of your entire room, like if you had to sell everything, or God forbid, lost it in a fire, and you had to save
I
one
already
piece,
know where you're going at.
yeah,
Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze, baby.
Yeah, that
gonna
guy's
save that.
coming with there. Yeah,
I can
That's
see
awesome.
you gonna put it on and run out of the
Yeah,
house when
pretty
it's on
much.
fire. The firefighters
Just
are
be a
like,
guy
I had to
with
ask
like a
that
lizard.
question, yeah, because there's so many cool things in there, and I was like, "What's he gonna take home, or what's he gonna
Well,
take
I've
with him?"
thought of it before. Right? Like if I ever have a house fire or something, like
Yeah,
okay,
you
what am I
actually had to
grabbing?
think about that.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
you got to grab two things. You got to grab the suit first, and then you got to grab the Kevin Bacon
Mhm.
fire retardant mask. You know, that way you're safe
There
on
you
the way
Exactly.
out.
You have so many things that can help you in there, so you
Yeah.
shouldn't be too worried.
No, but it would go down to Ivan Ooze, but I don't know. I think in second would be my Big Bob from Arachnophobia. Actually, like that one a lot.
That's
That's a good
awesome.
one. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
That's
Man, I
great.
love your collection. I'm sure there's a ton more there.
Oh yeah, got like more Bogus Journey. Do you remember Percy Jackson? Those movies, like Percy
Yeah,
Jackson,
I saw the first one. Yeah. Oh my
and
gosh.
the Taxi from the Percy Jackson Sea of Monsters. Do you remember Station from Bill and Ted?
Oh yeah.
Station. So I have
Station.
the hands, the robotic hands for them.
Oh yeah. Look at him, dude.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Love that stuff, man. Look at you, Paul. Paul the collector. Paul the
Man,
collector, man. Wow, we're so glad you came on tonight here, man.
oh, this is great.
What
a
are those
treat.
pictures on the wall? What you got there? What kind of
These?
yeah.
They're actually more props. So Hellboy, Samuel L. Egg, one of the eggs for Samuel.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember
Lo-
Dinosaurs TV show?
yeah.
So some of the prop money from the show.
Sweet. Knock the
Uh,
mama.
yeah, one of the scorpions from The Mummy Returns,
Oh, dude, that's cool.
and then some blood vials from My Zombie.
Okay, I heard that was a good show. I never watched that one. That was
Yeah, I like that show a lot. Yeah, it was based on a comic. It was originally a comic.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That was right after Supernatural, I think, or it might have been still during filming while
I'm
they were
not.
filming it.
Yeah, because it came out in 2015. I think Supernatural ended in 19 or something like that.
Is that when it ended, or was it like no? So they had 15 seasons. That's what it was. That's why I was thinking 2015 it ended. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, they had like 15 seasons before they finally ended Supernatural, and we actually named our firstborn Dean after Dean
Oh.
Winchester. So we couldn't go with Sam for the other. We got two boys, and so we I tried, but my wife's like, no, not going to be Sam, not Sam, not Dean. Sam. We went with Jake, as in like Jake Gyllenhaal or Jake Ryan from 16 Candles. Just another solid, single syllable first name, strong name. But Dean is definitely named. And then his middle name is Santiago, Dean Santiago. I mean, Dean Alejandro, after Alejandro de la Vega, which was The Mask of Zorro, my favorite Antonio Banderas movie of all time, besides
Oh, wow.
Desperado. Are
Okay.
you guys a fan of Zorro? No.
A little bit.
I-
A little bit.
I've seen one of them way back in the early 2000s. About it.
Yeah, that was the
Antonio
best one.
Banderas, that version, yeah. Mask of
Yeah.
Zorro.
Mask
Mhm.
of Zorro is good.
Yeah, that would have been yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. What's that poster behind you there? I keep seeing those people. I keep Garden
Garden
State.
Yeah.
I never saw
That's
that movie.
That's one of my favorite movies. I actually love that movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it.
Is that the one with Schwartz? Who was in that one? Who was in Garden
Uh,
State?
Natalie Portman, Zach Braff, Peter Sarsgaard.
Oh, I missed that one completely. I've heard of it. I've totally
Yeah.
heard of it, but I don't know.
And then you know that one.
Oh yeah, that's classic, dude.
Yeah.
Man, we can talk 80s. We can.
That's a whole other show too.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show. I love geeking out on this stuff, man. This is so
Yeah.
fun. So
That's
fun.
awesome.
Oh, actually, here's another one. Do you remember Ernest at all? The Ernest
Yeah,
film. So
absolutely.
here's
Ernest
one
Scared
that
Stupid.
well, here you go.
You got the Miak? You got the authentic Bulgarian Miak? Ernest Scared
The,
Stupid. What was it?
no, the doll. You remember when they turned the kids into wooden dolls?
Let me see. Oh, they're pan down. There you go. There you go. Now I see him.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember, dude. I love that movie. That's my favorite Ernest movie of all time because,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, authentic Bulgarian Miak is the main thing that sticks with me through that whole movie. I have no idea why, because they're trying to figure out. They find the one item. They have this book. And they find one certain thing that can destroy the monsters, right, or trolls, and it says M blank K, and they have to like fill in the letter, right? And Ernest comes around and goes, I don't know what to do. I got it. It's got to be Miak, authentic Bulgarian Miak, instead of milk. And the kids the kid winds up figuring out that it's milk, and so they're like, what does he what does he say when he's on the back of the truck? It's like, how about something about bumper booger lips? What's he say? What's the line? Anybody got it?
Oh, I vaguely remember. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't remember word for word on that
Same.
one.
Yeah, it's something like, how about a bumper sandwich booger lips or something like that.
That sounds about right.
There you go. We'll go with that. Sweet dude, man. Oh, dude, I love it. We're just kind of chilling with you, man. Just kind of letting you walk around, and anything else you want to show us, man. That's kind of what we're doing.
Just usual toys
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, look at you. That thing looks sealed. I've got a Turbo Man and I've got the Freddy, but yours looks like it's completely sealed or
Yeah, and actually, I had Rob England sign it too as well.
That's even
that's
better.
so cool. That's even better. I hear he's a cool dude in person too.
Yeah, he actually, him and his wife are pretty nice.
Oh, does his wife go to the cons with him? That's so fun.
Yeah, his wife Nancy. I'm the one because originally when I got that sign, I actually had to contact her to get Robert to sign it for me. So I had to send that over to their house for that.
Wait, his wife is named Nancy?
Yeah, kind of
Oh,
funny.
that's great. That is fantastic.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. Oh,
And then for movie props, you've pretty much seen everything. The only other thing, do you remember Surrogates with Bruce Willis?
uh-huh. I'm vaguely. Go down a little bit. Tilt down. There you go. Is that what they were? Okay. Nice. Those were the
And then-
surrogates.
Yeah, and then Bicentennial Man, Rob Williams. Remember that one?
I never saw that one.
I remember that one. Yes. That's cool.
So his robotic lung from the movie.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
Great movie. If you haven't seen it, great movie.
yeah. And then Flintstones. You've obviously seen
Oh,
that.
yeah. John
So
Goodman.
I have Dino's feet from the movie. So when it wasn't CGI, when it was up close, and you see Dino put his feet on the ledge of the window.
No way.
Yeah.
Look, tilt down for us. I can't see it. Back up a little bit.
Almost.
Tilt down. Keep going.
There it
There you
is.
go. Look
There's those
at
feet.
That's awesome, dude. That is so cool.
So
I
cool.
love that.
So random, but so cool.
Yeah. And then for TV show, the only thing I have is from Angel, the Buffy spinoff.
Oh yeah, Angel's great.
Yeah.
Angel's a great series.
So this one's from season 2 finale when Angel turned into a demon when he wasn't a vampire anymore. So
Nice. Oh yeah, dude. I loved the makeup on that series, man. The vampires were so cool, weren't they, man? Like the squished up forehead, and they just look so mean, dude. I didn't want to mess with those vampires. Joss Whedon killed it on those series, man. Oh, the baby
He's
baby.
down.
What is that?
Dang.
Vern Troyer, his stunt mask. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, Vern from Austin Powers and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he was a double on that movie. That's funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was also no, he wasn't stationed. Tony, forget his name. Tony something. From Bad Santa.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
he played one of the
From
stations.
Friday? From Friday?
No, not Friday. He played Station One in Bill and Ted.
He wasn't the neighbor in Friday, too. He was
He
also
might have been. Oh yeah, actually, he was. Wasn't that Friday 3 though, or three
no,
or
the
two?
first one. The first one where he comes home and catches his wife
Oh
with the
yeah,
neighbor.
yeah,
He's a little guy, right? A little
yeah,
person,
yeah,
a dwarf, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
he believe it or not, that actor was also in Spaceballs. He was one of the dink dink dink
Oh
dink dink
really?
dink. Yeah, if you go back and look, you can see him in there. He's just like dink dink. Look at that spider. Oh, dude, I love
Another
Jumanji.
30-year-old movie right there.
Jumanji.
That
Yeah.
scene. There's nothing scarier than that spider coming at
Yeah.
him, coming out of in the attic because he can't move. He's just frozen. Like, oh, look at Alien. Look at that. Which one is that? Resurrection. What is that?
Yeah, part 4, Resurrection.
Where she was a clone, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Whoa, boobies.
yeah.
You know. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Just kidding. Just kidding.
yeah. Oh,
That's
and then
cool, dude.
Howard.
Oh wow.
What is that? Hellraiser?
Yeah.
Yeah, the remake from 2022.
Oh, okay. I never saw that one. I never saw that. I just saw the original 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
That's what I
I
caught.
didn't mind the remake. It was pretty good actually.
Yeah? Was it the same
Yeah.
actor or did somebody new?
No, totally different actor. It was
Okay.
new production, rewrite, and everything.
Nice,
Yeah,
man. That's cool.
yeah.
Wow,
Besides
what a run.
that, not much more except for Godzilla.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Is that where he came from? Or was that one of his babies?
Yeah, one of the eggs from it. Another one. Do you remember Andre? The '90s
Andre.
movie. Girl finds a seal. You remember
It sounds familiar. On it sounds
Andre the
familiar.
seal? She found a seal named him Andre.
I think so. Let
No.
me see. What you got?
You got Andre.
You got Andre. So
Yeah.
what was that used for? What is that?
The open water scenes. They didn't want the seals that they trained for the movie to escape,
Okay.
so they
That-
used a robotic one in the water.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
But,
Reese. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, well, keep going. What you got? What else you
no,
got, man?
no, that's it. That's it for movie props. Showed you everything on that one.
I feel bad. I'm just like, hey, show me everything. Hey, well, what you got? What you got in your bedroom, bro? This is my bedroom. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
That's
What
the
kind
only
of
thing that's not in there is a bed.
what kind of toilet paper you use, bro? No, I'm just kidding.
It's
Just
from
kidding.
what movie is it from?
Yeah, so I got this bottle of water here that was screen used in Free Willy.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I've seen people buy some crazy props.
Yeah, I remember watching an episode of Comic Book Men and Jay and Silent Bob and all those guys, and they went to go try to buy movie props from the Jaws, the original Jaws movie, and how expensive that stuff was.
Yeah,
Like one of the one of the yellow floaty, just like canister things that were just props sitting on the boat or whatever. The yellow ones, they were starting. They were this was like 2015, 16 when that show was on. So and back then they were. He said, yeah, those started about 30,000 a piece, just for. I mean,
it
bro,
all
I can't.
depends on the movie, though, right? You'll have
That's
movies
true.
where you think it would be expensive, and then you get the price, and you're like, "Why is it so cheap?" You know, because you might have loved the movie, but other people or even collectors don't. So that,
And that's just it, man. You collect what you love,
Yeah.
what brings you joy, right? So every time you walk in that room, I'm sure you're just like tingling all over.
Yeah.
You got tingles and you just have this rush of nostalgia every time you walk into that collector's room, man. I mean, I don't know. What do you feel when you walk in that room?
I love it. You know, it's being surrounded by something that it's different seeing it on TV growing up, and then having it in front of you. You know, like I remember when the Power Rangers props arrived in the crates, like opening it up, it was like Christmas morning, trying to get it all set up.
Wow.
Love it. So good.
Yeah.
Reese, what do you got for us to show?
If you'll stall for me and check out all the comments we have, I'm going to grab a couple things while you're doing that.
Let's do it. Let's see where I can back up on. While we do that, you know what? If anybody else in the chat wants to come on for some more conversation, I'm going to drop the link just so we can have some more people on here. Why not? So StreamYard changed a lot of stuff. What is this? Invite. There it is. If you guys want to come on and talk about the Power Rangers movie and just come kick it with us, man, there's your link. Going back up here, it says Meat Stick is Paul has a full Zord in his backyard, probably.
I wanted to see if we catch up first because there's a lot of good ones in there. I was kind of peeking while we were talking.
Yeah. I kind of have to read over Meat Sticks because sometimes he's a little PG-13. Does he have a live leprechaun in his basement too long with an original lollipop kid?
Maybe one day. You never know.
The Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. I love it. We got another guest coming in here. We'll bring you up here in just 1 second, young man. Just hang tight. We got our good friend. Fun fact: Paul also has the DNA in Amber from Jurassic Park and a Velociraptor as a pet.
Actually, believe it or not, I think that thing sold for like 50 grand or something like that.
Oh, really? Like the Barbasol thing, or what?
The little amber with the mosquito in it.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, the same auction that we got the Power Rangers from was the Titanic auction for Planet Hollywood.
Nice.
Just a door. You remember the door that Jack and Rose were floating on?
Yeah.
That door sold for like $12 million or something.
Well,
like
I mean, it's all everybody talks about. We all know what happened in the Titanic, but what we don't understand is why she couldn't share that damn door. Why couldn't she just move over a little bit and just let him on the door? He could have fit. He could have. We all know he could have fit. That's why it went for so much, you know.
Well, I think even because it was bought by the Titanic Museum, and they even announced they're like, we're gonna finally figure out if 2 people can fit on this.
Yeah. Hey, let's bring on our buddy Angelos. You ready, bud? You ready to come on, dude? Give us a thumbs up. You ready? Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Are you ready down there? He's still okay. No thumbs up yet. We'll wait for a thumbs up. Let's keep going with this chat here.
Yeah.
Hey, remember Inspector Gadget? Well, Paul has his hand with the propeller.
No, but I actually know who owns his hat.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Of course you do. Of course you do, Paul.
I almost got it at one point, but I chose a Jumanji spider instead at the time.
Hey, that was a great choice. Great choice.
Yeah. It was between the Inspector Gadget hat or the Jumanji spider.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a Paul fan. He's clearly a fan of Paul. Meat Stick says Paul has the original Jenny shrimping boat.
No surprise. Just say yes to all of these.
It's too funny. Like this when you read it out loud, how ridiculous it sounds. Angelos, you ready now, dude? You ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Angelos.
Oh, hey. Sorry. That'll be a big entrance. Hello, Reese.
How's it going, Angelo? Good to see you.
Fine. Good.
Angelos, meet Paul. Paul, meet Angelos. A big fan of the channel.
How you doing, Paul?
Pretty good, you?
I say, look, nice collection.
Thank you.
And that right there, that thing right behind you, I really like that a lot.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So good, man.
So
good.
I'm just gazing at it like, wow.
Yeah,
well, I remember when I first arrived, I was worried if it even get in the doorway, like going downstairs, right?
Just
You
roll
don't always
it.
think about that when you buy this stuff. How's it going to fit in the house? And
Well,
How you have for Halloween.
you remember the big Nageti coin from the movie? The other coin?
Yeah.
The Great Power one? I was offered that one, and I had to turn it down because it's 10 feet by 10 feet, so it wouldn't even fit in a doorway.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's huge. So let me ask you: did you carry that thing in, or did you roll it in?
Rolled it down the stairs, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Love it, dude. Love it. It's so cool. It's so iconic. It's just you look at it, you know exactly what it is. For those that I'll be honest with you. I just watched it like a week ago, and then I watched it last night on my Twitch channel just to refresh myself. So that's why all this stuff is fresh on my mind. But continuing on, good to have you, Angelos. I'm glad you're here. Angelos is a huge pop culture fan and a big fan of Power Rangers. Let's catch up on this chat real quick. We've got Ernest Scared Stupid. Yes, watch it every October, Toilet Clogger. P.I. Taylor B says that scene was nightmare fuel. I can't remember which one it was that we were talking about earlier. I missed it. That's why behind I am. Remake was great. Probably Hellraiser. Yeah, I think that's what I remember there. Who's your favorite Simpsons character, guys?
Yeah. Sideshow Bob.
Face.
I think it would have to be the guy that escaped from the mental institution. What was his name? The Michael
Sideshow
Jackson did the
Bob.
voice?
Yeah.
No, the one that Michael Jackson did the voice for.
Oh.
You know which one I'm talking. They did a whole episode on that one.
Oh, I don't
Supposedly
remember.
It's a lost episode too.
Yeah, because Michael Jackson did the voice, but he didn't get credited for it because I guess someone in his contract he wasn't allowed to get credit for it at the time, but he wanted to do the episode.
Wow.
That's something, man.
Yeah,
I
and
did
then
know
they actually had to get a different actor to do the singing for Michael Jackson, that because then it would have been an issue with his company.
I had no. I don't even remember what episode it was. What was the premise of the show? Of the episode? Do you guys remember? He
The
escapes
guy-
from prison.
No, he escaped from prison or mental institution, and he said he was Michael Jackson, but it was a big, like, scary white
Oh, yes, yes. I totally remember that because he was a big dude, right? He was a big.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the real Michael Jackson, you
guy.
know.
Yeah,
And then it turns out it wasn't really him, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember that was the yeah. I told okay. I remember that one. Yeah. That's a lost episode, man.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Wow. Bart was Angelos's or was that Reese's?
That was mine, because
Okay.
I'll say
for
Krusty
some
the
strange
Clown.
reason, Bart seemed to be like the face of the series back in the day. Like everywhere
Yeah.
you go, you see Bart Simpson's face on just about everything. Candy,
Right,
video
cool your
games,
Jeff, man.
Yeah.
just about everything.
You can't have video games like you said. You can't have a. There you go, Bartman. You know he was
Love
underrated. Like he was short lived in the series, but
Speaking of Michael
the
Jackson.
image. Hee hee.
Michael
Love
Jackson.
Michael
Actually, one thing I'm surprised. Did we talk about the toy line for the movie?
No,
we'll get to that.
we're about to do that because Reese said he's got some things to show up. Mr. Jefferson MJ episode of South Park is great. I never saw that one.
Man, how can I forget that episode?
I think I ever saw. I think I missed that episode. What was I going to say? So yeah, you guys, Reese, do you have something to show?
Oh, I got lots of things to show. I'm excited.
Okay.
So let's get into it. And I'll try to be quick so everybody gets a chance if they want to.
No
First
rush,
of
no
all,
rush.
yeah. First of all, I mean, my biggest thing I collect, as you see, is Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles. That was my two things. I was just switching back and forth. My favorite is either one, depending on the day. So up there, I've got the TV shows Megazord right here in the box, vintage, as well as the movies, which I recently picked up a few months ago, and that was like a huge grail piece because I had recently collected all of the movie figures here, the 10-inch, I think the 10-inch, 10 or 12.
Is that the original movie Zord or the
Yes.
remake?
Yeah,
Because
these
they
are
re-
both originals. Yeah,
Yeah.
both originals on the Zords. I had the Legacy ones at one point, and I was like when those all came out, I like gobbled everything up, and then I was like, you know what, these are cool, but I want the originals. Like I had to have those. Cause I've never had those as a kid, so I ran out, or I got rid of all those, sold them, and then got these. So these both up here, original Zords, along with the movie figures. I've got. I don't know if you can see it, but right here we've got Ivan Ooze, loose out of the package here.
I can see him.
Lord Zed over here, and then like I
Oh,
said,
I think I
all-
had that one. I had the Lord Zed toy back in the day. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah, killer toy. And then of course behind me the Power Dome, as you've probably seen the entire time, with all the flip heads. And then a couple of movie comics. So like I have the the Hamilton comics from the first series, the first run. I've got like the first 5 or 6 comics of those, and then Marvel got the rights to it, and they did a movie set, and then they also did their own like TV show style series. So I have like the first 5 or 6 of those as well. But they have 2 covers for the movie. I'm assuming 2 covers because they look like the exact same book. I
You
haven't.
have a Ninjetti one as well. Yeah, the Ninjetti one.
I have a couple of them, not from the movie, but from the TV show, and it's signed by Sam De La Rosa, who did a couple of the Power Ranger comics back in the '90s for Marvel. But as far as like movie stuff, it's these 2 books here. Of course, you've got to have it on VHS, you've got to have it on DVD, and you've got to have the tape to jam out on your Walkman. So I keep those handy. And then as far as like toy lines, besides the movie figures and stuff, I have gotten the chance to meet a couple of the Rangers. I've actually met all of the living like TV show ones except for Walter Jones. I did meet Jason David Frank before he passed. And then as far as the movie actors, I think the only ones left that I have not met yet is let's see. No, I actually met all the movie ones, so it was just Walter Jones. But I have some like signed figures here. Amy Jo Johnson, Austin St. John, on some of these.
Up on us.
On these, some of these
there he goes. There you go. So
here's Billy right here.
Nice.
And then yeah, my Jason David Frank one's somewhere. It's just not here. But I got him to sign the Green Ranger flip head. But those are like my like big Ranger pieces. But everything else is just kind of, just random stuff. The other day, I was at the Vintage Toy Mall in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or technically Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. If you're in that area, go visit the Vintage Toy Mall. It is this massive toy store, and I found this for like $10-15. It's
I need that one.
I think I've seen that somewhere.
I have this one.
Yeah. So I was like, I have to get this. It was perfect. Yes, I saw one of those too. I almost got it, but I leaned and got this one instead. I want to get that one too.
I love that. Bindies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a bunch of the bendy ones actually.
And this is Power Rangers adjacent, but I have to show Sean because we go back and forth, and I send you a lot of VR Troopers. I picked this up.
VR Troopers?
Yeah, I saw your
post.
post.
It's not Power Rangers adjacent. I got a couple of VR Troopers back here.
Oh my God, I love that show.
I think this is the only one left I don't have.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna bust him out of there and put him on the shelf. But I had to show you that, Sean.
I love that. I saw your post I saw you posted that somewhere. Fun fact: the actor Brad was in line for the Power Rangers show. Apparently he was in line.
Really?
The main actor. He was in line to be one of the Power Rangers. Apparently, according to him, this was him doing an interview. And he said that Brad Hawkins, is that his name, right?
Brad Hawkins, yeah.
He was in line to be one of the Power Rangers, and they said, no, don't worry, man, you're going to have your own TV show. And he said, oh, okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, let's see what Paul's got. That's basically all I have.
Oh, is that the head that's on top of the costume?
Yeah, I use 3D print them and make them for certain people that wanted them. So that's one of the extra ones I have. But for the movie, like I got a bunch of the figures and that. They had a bunch of figures for the movie. They even had a watch line.
Nice.
Yeah. But for
Just
the movie,
so you know, I like Grease too. I like the movie Grease too.
What about this one?
You like Reese too?
I like the he's got a poster. He's got Cheech and Chong. I saw it behind there. See, I catch all the little Easter eggs that are hanging out there behind you. There, you're the one that I want. H2O. I remember that movie came out. That was a huge deal. Lost Boys, bro.
Lost Boys, best movie.
Yep, Star Wars. Good old Star Wars. What was your favorite Star Wars? What was your favorite Star Wars, guys?
It's gonna have to go down to the first or second one for me.
New Hope for sure.
I
did.
go ahead. Episode 4. That's still my favorite one.
Yep.
I will say this movie, the Power Rangers movie, you see a lot of Star Wars in it. Like the use of the models, the kind, like they were heavily inspired by how they made that movie and the budget that they had for this movie, and it seems like that like Star Wars was all over that, like with the models and everything. I thought that was a neat little kind of an Easter egg, especially with very upfront on the crawl at the beginning, obviously. But like, I just thought it was cool how inspired it was by Star Wars, down to like how they made the movie. But
very cool.
Paul, I saw you had some signed figures there. What you got?
Oh, just from Amy Jo and Davey O. So when I went to see them at the con,
Oh,
Nice.
so Amy signed that one for me, and then Davey O signed the blue for me.
I really wish I want to meet them so bad. It seems like, oh man.
They're going to be right up the road from me here in a couple of months, I think. Not Amy. I haven't seen Amy anywhere, but David will be there and Walter will be there.
Yeah, she doesn't do as many as the other guys do, but what's his name?
Well, we all know why.
Adam, the actor for the actor for Adam.
Voice acting, a lot of voice acting projects, a lot of them.
What, Johnny Bosch?
Yeah,
He
he does
does a lot of
shows.
voice acting from Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Devil May Cry, you name it. He's on there.
Yeah, because he doesn't do just Power Rangers. He's known in the fandom for a bunch of different things.
Who are y'all talking about?
Johnny Bosch.
Who plays Black Ranger Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big voice actor too, so like more people are seeing him for that. But it was funny. I walked up, I'm like, "Hey, you signed this Power Ranger thing?" He's like, "Yeah, that was a fun one."
Yeah, I saw him a couple times.
No big
I
deal.
wish I would have told him to write "I'm a frog" on it, but I know a buddy that did that. So it was pretty fun.
I'm a frog. Yeah,
That's still the
I'm a
funniest
frog.
one.
It's a good one. Love it, dude.
Yeah, man.
Great collection. I mean, my favorite collection of yours that you have there, Reese, is the Morpher Station. I love
the Power
that.
Dome?
The Power Dome. Yeah.
Oh,
I love
That's
the
the
Power Dome.
essential, like you got to have it kind of thing.
You got to get one of these, so this is what I
Well,
need.
speaking of
got?
which, I might have a little something to top that.
What is that? Not for rental
Oh,
or sale.
is that like a test VHS?
Yeah,
That
so
must
this
be, is that
they
the
sent
master,
out to
master
the.
edition, the master one or something like that?
Yeah, that's the one they sent out to all the video stores, see how many copies they wanted to order. So back in the day, they had to approve it or not, if they wanted to set them out, basically.
Don't worry, Paul. I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But Reese, you got anything else, man?
No, that was it. I wanted to see what Paul had. He has way more fun stuff than I do. I have the basic stuff, that you
Basic.
wanna
Come
see.
on.
But
Well,
that's not
it's the
basic.
stuff you want to see, but he's got the cooler stuff. So I wanted to make sure he was showing too.
Angelos, let's
What you
go
got?
with you, man. What you got, man?
Well, I didn't collect that much. I've been trying to collect bits by bits, but this is the first object. It's not even it's a Power Ranger item, but it hasn't been adapted in America yet.
Oh,
This is something brand new. I got this like 10 years ago at a convention.
Mhm.
It's something called it's from a show called Reisha Sentai Tokyuger. It's like a train themed Power Ranger series. And this thing used to work a lot, but it kind of died out a lot from the power, something like that. I could always use it all the time for cosplay. A lot.
Nice.
Each range, but what they gave me the trains was actually works as the Zords, right?
yes.
So you take it off, right? You turn it on, and we supposed to light up. You put it, and you press this little red button, right? This little button right
Oh,
here.
I love it. Oh, God, I love that.
And it sounds like like an actual like a train station. Like you say, please, trains coming in. Please stand behind the white line at all times. Put this in, but it's in Japanese, so I kind of translate it. So he's like,
okay.
Put this in, you light it up, and then you pull your hand back and go boom.
Nice.
So
And
cool.
I say ride the rails, and that's it. They just more the Ranger colors. But here's a gimmick. You know how trains do transfers? This is how you
Yes.
do it. You press this little button right here, right? Each Ranger press this button, boom. They transfer out. They press this, and then another Ranger give them their little more for trains, right? So say for example, you got a Red Ranger want to transform into a Pink Ranger, right? So technically, you got a Pink Ranger as a male Red Ranger. But the show is pretty interesting to watch. I mean, I'm watching a lot on Facebook, a lot, and
That's
it's
cool, man.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's unique. I like it. You know what's funny? as soon as I saw the side of it, the first thing where my mind went to was the Ghostbusters trap. I was like, "Is that a Ghostbusters trap on the arm?"
It looked like a trap right here. It does, but
turn it
it's
to the
actually
side. There you go.
it's
Turn
like
it. I'm like, "Oh,
like,
look, this is a trap." You know.
you like how so you when trains go by, you like zoom, 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 like that. It goes like
Nice.
that, like like how it stop, and it puts the light up right here. Like we see a train coming, you gotta watch out and stop.
Yeah.
Here's another one I got last year, 2 years ago. This is what I got. This is from a news show they call King Oger. It's like Power Rangers, another Power Rangers series, but it has insect themes, but they're kings. And this looks like a real sword. I'm trying to get the bigger one. The Memorial Edition is a lot more longer. It had a lot more features. But every time when they do it, you press this one. Watch. And you got to go like this. You press this one. It's your catchphrase. Uh-huh. You press that one. And each ranger has like a different pose like this. Like, and they go like this. They pull it up and just like it.
Mhm.
Nice, man.
Nice
That's
jingle.
awesome. You got it down, man.
Yeah, you
I
do.
watch that show every single Sunday morning, and I got the poses nailed down by every character. I'm trying to save up so I can get the bigger version of it, and I can probably cosplay or something like that.
That's so cool, dude. I
See,
love
like,
it. You got like
Each
the
king is like this. You got Stag Beetle, that's the Red Ranger. He's the king.
okay.
The Dragonfly is right here. He's the Blue Ranger right here. The
Mhm.
Yellow Ranger,
Dragon.
she's the queen. The purple one, she's a kind of a queen, but more like a supreme justice.
Oh.
And the Black Ranger, he's kind of like a shogun. And all the characters on there is just amazing. Like I was wondering if they would have adapted this show into America, you have no idea the ratings would be like for that. Especially if you see like the show actually adapts like real life stuff like in on different countries, stuff like that, like dealing with a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Well, what do you guys think about Power Rangers in the next 10, 15 years?
That's a good question.
I think it's done, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
And
after Cosmic Fury, I mean, like, where do they go from there? Like, just
Mhm.
continue? Like, did they continue, or that was it? Because after the Cosmic Fury, like, that was it.
Mhm.
There was nothing more. I mean, like, they finished just about everything after 30 years,
yeah.
and they didn't want to reboot the whole series. They wanted to reboot it from scratch.
Yeah.
I think the only way they can go about it now is a reboot.
Yeah. What's up, Keith? Vintage Sports Flips, my good buddy Keith in the house. I know nothing about Power Rangers, but I'm a big Amy Jo Johnson fan. Oh yeah, buddy. We feel you there, my friend. That's all you need to be. That's all you need to be here, man. So there you go. But Angela's, what I wanted to say, what I really like about that sword is how gracious the people who created it and designed it were, because you have all the Rangers all in one. You didn't have to go buy, you know what I mean? It's just like an all-in-one package, you know what I mean? You didn't have to go.
I have a picture of it somewhere, like the actual the sword of it looked like a Memorial Edition. And the Memorial Edition is like the actual, like, it looks like the one from the show, but it's life size, but it had a lot more features. Like you can actually hear the characters, talking, talking, they say phrases, and it had a lot more features. Like if you press like on the side of the button, you can hear the theme song of the show.
Nice.
And you hear the narration. This is what it looks like, the real one.
Oh, nice.
And plus, it lights up like a rainbow color, and it's like you be like, whoa. Like I got a clip of how they do it, and it's pretty legit. I'm trying to find a scene right there where they were all morphing. It's just like when you look at it, it's just
Yeah.
right here. This is a show right here.
Let's see.
You can see it.
Little bright. Can't kind of. There you go. A little
You
bit
drop
better.
a link in the chat too.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. There you go. I see him. Oh, look. So they take the sword and then they flick
Each
a
Rangers
piece.
had to they do the unique style of how to morph.
Mhm.
Dude, it looks so well produced. You could even just watching it from your phone, it looks like it's a well produced show.
When I first saw this show, I was like, every Sunday morning I would get up or stay up and wait for somebody to subtitle the whole series, and I'd be like, I gotta watch the rest of it. I gotta watch the villains. They're so good, especially the final boss. Like it's like it can't. The ending had like some kind of like a Avengers Endgame. Like all heroes coming together from all the people from the kingdoms just come together and they just fight off against the villain, stuff like that.
That's so cool. Hey, we got a hot take to your question about current Power Rangers. Hot take here, guys. 90s Power Rangers in 2025 wouldn't work, says Meatstick. Gender politics and identity would destroy our childhood memories. So there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that for sure.
I did see they're making like these. They're releasing the Mighty Morphin series, which is what they're really like pushing right now.
Mhm.
They're going to release a new line of the flip head figures this fall. They look a lot better than what they've done before. It's called like Power Rangers Reignition, and so this is like them reintroducing the Mighty Morphin series again. But the toys are not adult collector like driven; they're more kid driven. But I'm sure plenty of adult collectors will get them. But and then they've been releasing these remastered versions of the show on YouTube, and so it's like they're just kind of like. It's like to our point earlier where it's like kind of over and they don't really know what to do with it yet. So they're kind of going back to the beginning to kind of introducing it.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to the fan base as well, right? If the 2017 movie performed better, I don't think it would have been in this situation. I think it would have kept going.
Yeah.
But the issue is, all the diehard fans wanted the original. They wanted everything identical to the original. So they sat on the 2017 movie, basically.
Yeah.
So my gripe with the 2017 movie, I bought it immediately thinking I'm going to buy it just because it's Power Rangers and it's new and everything. But they pushed Power Rangers. There wasn't Power Rangers until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that. Yeah.
I think that's what
I appreciated the slow burn.
It was like John Hughes film. If you look at a modern day version of it.
Yeah.
A John Hughes film.
I think they wanted to make it more realistic, right? Because in the original show, Zordon teleports these kids randomly and said, "Here, you're Power Rangers," and right away they're all able to do everything right away, right?
Yeah. When you put it that way, it makes perfect sense.
But in the 2017 movie, they wanted to show why they deserved it. You know, they wanted to show the stages of it, not. Oh, you're Power Rangers now. Here's some boards and go kick ass. You know?
I get it. I totally get it. And to Angel's point, it was a John Hughes movie because they were in the Breakfast Club. They were the Breakfast Club. You know,
each character was like from how you described how the Breakfast Club were different, but then they had one common goal. They hated like the Breakfast Club. They hated their vice principal. But try to imagine Rita on there like the vice principal. Only she's more life threatening.
Yeah, I thought she did good. I thought she was a good Rita.
Yeah, it's just some story didn't really connect at the end of the day, and that's why people didn't love it. Just the story overall didn't grab people. Like it was all well made, but like if there's nothing like deeper than that. I think that's what people were just kind of like, yeah, this is fine, but it's not. You know, I'm not in love with it. Which I think is consensus.
Go ahead.
I think it all goes back to nostalgia, though. People want to be able to watch them and be like, that was my guy when I was younger, you know. But now, if you look at Goldar in the movie compared to the show, it's like, who the hell is that? You know, wasn't even
not who is that? What is that? You know, he wasn't a character. He was just a big gold blob. But here's the thing: they tried to turn it into like a complete teamwork. They had to be able to connect with each other in order to morph. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine like how hard that would be every single time you had to morph instead of just pushing a button? You know, we all have to get along. What if we're having a fight? What if me and my buddies are having a fight and we got to go morph? Hey, we're not connecting right now. We can't morph.
Yeah,
you know?
There's a lot of pressure.
You know, I mean, but I really like the actor who played Jason went on to do Stranger Things. You know,
oh yeah, he was the one that kind of did a lot after that.
I love the actor that played Billy in that movie, actually.
Oh yeah,
and I love how they gave it a twist, kind of put him on the spectrum to kind of connect with other people.
Yeah, they nailed that.
Yeah, but they did a great character for him, I think.
No, they were all great. I really enjoyed all the character building and everything. Like Reese said, it's a slow burn, and it was just too slow. It was like it was a drama, and then the last 20 minutes wasn't.
That was
It
the movie.
yeah, that was that was the Power
That was the
Rangers.
movie that you wanted, but you don't get it till the end. You gotta wait for the character development, the slow burn build, which all was great. But I think for it being another Power Rangers movie after 25 years at that point or something like that, it was like we got to have them now. Where are they? Where's the Power Rangers? And you get it at the end, and people just weren't satisfied.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like they should have made a part 2 to that, though. Like,
Yeah,
the way the movie went off, it's almost like, they didn't show the Power Rangers to then, so they should have just ended it there and said, to be continued kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's how it felt. That's what it felt like to me. The ending didn't feel like an ending in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
But I think that's why the original that we're celebrating right now is so great, is because like you try to recapture that now in a modern sense, and like while it looks good and it wasn't received as well as the original. Like it just didn't pop off.
The original's funny too, because even back then they thought a lot of people assumed that it did terrible. That's why they didn't do part 2. If you look at the money on that, they actually made a lot of money on that movie. It didn't bomb at the box office at all.
It was pretty good.
And because they had a small budget too. Like you gotta have a small budget if you want to.
And then you got the toy sales on top of that. They had all the tours, the promotion. Even McDonald's, I think, were on that. Burger King was in on it in the UK. So
Yeah, you mentioned that. Is what we were going to talk about. The toys. That was what I remembered. Was the McDonald's? I have this whole collection from these toys down here. I remember I was 13 whenever the movie came out, 13, and I didn't care. I was a 13-year-old kid rushing to McDonald's every week to make sure. And we only had one McDonald's in my hometown. It was a small town, and I rushed there every single 2 or 3 times a week just to see when they were getting in the new figures, because
He's got them right there, bam.
There they are.
I got the full set
No
of them.
way!
In the bags. That's great.
Oh my
Nice,
god!
man.
I've had them loose a few
yellow
times.
one. I had the yellow one back then.
And what's crazy is they're not really worth a lot. If you go look you can buy the whole set on eBay for maybe $30-$40. They're not even that much.
But
But
the part that killed me about them, if you look at the quality, they were a decent toy. Like compared to toys at McDonald's nowadays.
For
you got a full action figure and a Zord with it.
yeah.
And you have an incentive to collect them all because they all have the vehicles, and you're like, oh, I got to have this Ranger and that Ranger. Like that was such a smart move.
So, and here's the thing too. I guess it was a really long run because they had these figures, and the figures were good quality. They still hold up. And then they also had this other run over here. I don't know if that was like the same time. It had to have been, right?
I think that one.
Oh, go ahead.
So from what I understand, different countries had different toys in that because Burger King had their own as well. So that one there, if that's not US, that would have been UK based.
No, this is definitely UK. This is USA because I have those. I have the Power Morpher from when I was a kid.
Yeah, I have a couple of those up there.
And I
so
remember
in Canada, we didn't have those ones.
I had that one, the Alien Detector. I remember that one quite well.
Yeah.
So there's
Canada.
This is one is from the movie release, and then one is from the VHS release because they would do Disney would do the same thing. They would circle back when the VHS came out, so that could be what I don't know which is which, but I'm assuming that the communicator and everything might have been the VHS release, and then the toys were the actual theatrical release. Because there was plenty of Disney movies that did that, and they were kind of dipping in that pool of we'll just circle back when the VHS comes out, which was months later compared to now.
And Paul, you said in Canada you didn't get any of this stuff?
No, we got the ones that I showed you, so the bottom right in that photo, but we didn't get the one with the morpher and all that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I didn't even know those ones existed until 2 years ago, and I was like, I loved one of those ones.
Oh, bro. I can't tell you. I was 13, 14, still morphing with that Power Morpher in my room, by myself going, it's morphin' time. I didn't care, man. I loved using my imagination with those things. And then I had the Zordon watch, and I was just like, come in, Zordon. Come in. I was all over it, man. It was so great.
Well, the movie line had so many toys. It's unbelievable. Then they even reused some of the toys for the TV show.
See, I didn't have any of these kind of things like these toys like right here. I didn't have that. I didn't have these Ninjetti. I did not have
Yeah.
any of those in my local area.
So I got the
Yeah.
ninja. The Ninjettis
Wow.
came in the minifigures, right?
Because we got like two McDonald's. We got like a bunch of McDonald's around my area. We got one down the street, and we got one like a couple blocks away. And I managed to get the Yellow Rangers toy right there.
So what I read here, just really quick, the actual devices, those were like the main line of toys, and then the actual figures were like the premium. You had to buy those separate. So they came out at the same time, and it looks like they didn't release the main ones in Canada, and they just gave you all the premium, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that, you know.
Yeah, but
But I would have loved the option for the
buy
other one.
premium toy
Yeah.
separately.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
Oh, love it, man. Toys are fantastic. The toys were so much a big part. Guys, I got one more thing for you. Did I even put it on here? No, I didn't put it on there. I mean, here, you know what? Let's do this real quick. Let me. I'm gonna knock you. I'm gonna knock your socks off.
Do it.
We're gonna do some trivia for. Well, let me see if I can pull it up for you because I.
Oh wait, Sean, I
Let's
forgot
do
one
it.
thing.
I'm
We need to
ready.
give her, whatchamacallit for putting the memes up for the last episode.
Oh yeah, that's not happening anymore. StreamYard just changed their free version where you have to upgrade now to put all that stuff on there, which is really good. Yeah,
I
dude.
just sent
They
that to
saw
you.
you're getting too good at it. And you're like, he's got to pay up. You know, he's got to pay
I
up.
guess so. Yeah. They're looking at the shit.
As he said before, it just don't add up.
It just don't. And right when I added all that stuff in there too, man.
Especially that lizard. I'm missing that lizard graphic today.
I know. Shut your hole, Paul.
Oh,
I have all these.
Those.
That's
I
right,
missed
Paul,
that one.
Paul. I normally have all these like little clips lined up from Spaceballs and Billy Madison, Tommy Boy, all kinds of stuff on the side over here that I'm always like throwing in the middle of it. But now I can't do it because StreamYard is a bunch of greedy corporate punks now. They got bought out about 6 months ago, and they just started changing things and taking things away.
Thompson would say.
Gotta
Yeah.
love it when that happens, bro.
I know it's the worst.
Kenny Thompson said, "I'm a Kenan and Kel." Right.
Exactly.
There you go. Exactly. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
All
Just
right.
so you can- let's. I gotta put it on.
Okay.
And
All right.
just like that. Just like that. I got to do all that work just to put on that little 5-second clip.
Hey,
Okay.
we love it. We love it.
Thank you very much. Paul, you're first, buddy.
All right.
Who are the first original Power Rangers?
Ooh. Okay, Austin St. John, Amy Jo Johnson, Walter Jones, Tree Chang, and Davey Yost and Jason David Frank. But if we're gonna go back, the Yellow Ranger was replaced though, and I do not know the original. She
I
was
thought you were
only-
supposed to just name the character names, but you went for the actors. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Bonus points, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was the actors.
Oh,
Okay.
you made the question harder than it was, I think.
Yeah, well,
Trumpet
okay.
Master in the house. What's going on, brother?
Trumpet.
But yeah, so name the characters. Name the characters now.
See, now you might get me. No, I'm joking. Kimberly, Billy, Zach, there, my brain is shot right now. Kimberly, Jason, Zach.
I think you named
Man,
it.
why is yellow like? See, I could get the actors, but not the characters.
See that's crazy. I wouldn't have been able to name all the actors like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I would have to
reversed.
Think about it for a second and
Yeah,
separate
for
the
sure.
people from the
Yeah,
characters.
I'm trying to think now. I'm having brain fire right now.
I'll give you a hint. Her name starts with a G. Not really. I'm just kidding.
No,
Not really.
no,
No.
definitely.
Starts with a T. Starts with a T.
Yeah.
Trini?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Ding,
And then
ding.
finally, the Green Ranger.
Oh, come on. Really?
Well, you didn't say it yet.
Jason?
There's the only one you missed.
Tommy.
Oh, yeah. No.
The Power Ranger.
Angelos. Over the first 3 seasons, we see a romance that blossoms. Who are the couple?
Oh, come on.
Oh, the first 3 seasons. That's what I have to say. It's really easy. Tommy and Kimberly.
That's correct. Reese Collects. I'm grilling up a ton of chickens tomorrow.
Well, actually,
I asked him to bring some barbecue.
Didn't Kimberly and Jason kind of have a thing? I feel like they did before Tommy.
It was not kind of clicking, but Tommy and Kimberly kind of did that for 3 seasons. But then, of course, Zeo came around, and then Kimberly left, and then, of course, the second Pink Ranger came along, and they got together, and they had a son.
Mm-hmm.
I never noticed the Jason and Kimberly mashup, the flirtation there.
They even had like a Dear John letter where they broke up.
Oh, that really broke me up that time.
They toyed with it, but they were like, "No, this doesn't."
Yeah, I mean,
hit
when Cat came around, when Captain came around, it kind of filled in the gap for Tommy.
Yeah.
Sorry, nobody's good enough for Kimberly. Nobody's good enough. Yeah. Reese, who is the evil couple that get married in the second season? Is it Rita and Lord Zed, Goldar and Scorpina, Rita and Goldar, or Lord Zed and Scorpina?
That just makes it more confusing with the options.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna say like the shot in the dark, Lord Zed and Scorpina.
No, you're kidding, right? It's Lord Zed and Rita.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Because didn't they have a child together eventually at one
I
point?
think so.
yeah, Operation Overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that what it was?
It was the multiple choice that got me. I was like, okay, there's so many names here.
At least you got multiple choice. I had that thing on my feet for all of them.
Yeah, give me one without multiple choice.
Okay, I was gonna say like a fact, fun fact. When I was watching the Japanese version of Power Rangers, right? Turns out Rita, Scorpina and Goldar, they were actually a husband and wife on the Japanese version.
Nice.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I know it's bizarre, but in the end they had a baby.
Can I just say the voice of Goldar is iconic?
Sure.
Yeah.
I wish as much as I try to mimic that voice, I can't do it. I can't do it. He is so unique.
How you can mimic it. You just gotta, get in the mood or something like that. Especially how he just sound like
ooh, that's good, Angelos. That's amazing. I love it.
That's Goldar.
You just gotta get in that mood, like that grungy mood or something like that when you look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
love it, dude. Good job. Paul, who are in the command center and in charge of things?
Oh, Billy and Zordon and Alpha 5.
Yeah, Alpha and Zordon. That's correct.
Yeah, but if any of the Power Rangers were going to be anything, everyone knows it would be Billy in there.
Oh, yeah, Billy for sure. He's the Donatello, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, hey, do you know a TMNT collector up there in Canada? Do you know the TMNT collector, Paul?
No, I do not.
Oh, he's
you got to link up with
there.
him. Y'all are like the same level of collectors, like just so many cool things, and he's got all turtle stuff.
He's all
the only turtle thing I have is Mikey as Frankenstein, one of the ritual figures.
Okay. Now this guy has an entire room that's dedicated, and he goes to cons, and sometimes he'll take his entire collection or a lot of his collection to those things. But look him up, the TMNT collector. Real cool dude. He's been on the show before. Him and a bunch of other people from Bull Airs who do like some really cool shoes. They've been on the show before, pop culture shoes. But yeah, that is correct. Very cool. And Angelos, you ready?
Ready.
Power Rangers was based on a Japanese TV show called Ultraman, Big Bad Beetleborgs, Super Sentai, or Tiger and Bunny.
Come on.
Super Sentai, obviously. I'm a fan.
I thought Tiger and Bunny, to be honest.
Super Sentai, I am a huge Tokusatsu fan of just about everything from OSHA, Kamen Rider, Metal Heroes, anything that has spandex costumes. I can watch. I'll literally watch it. Even on Tubi, online, anywhere, I'll literally watch it. I'll just fall in love with it.
Nice. Super Sentai is correct. Reese.
Give me an easy one like that.
The teenage. Wait a minute.
I'll give you one.
Why is this in there?
Who's the original actor for Dulcia?
Here you go. For Dulcia. Oh yeah, I forgot. I heard this story. I don't know.
That's some good trivia.
I don't know who it is. Yeah, I tried to keep it kind of easy for. I didn't want to go too. I think there's some harder ones. I don't know, but I heard that the girl who's in the movie got sick in the middle of filming.
No, it was during Christmas time. She wanted to go back for Christmas break.
Oh, is that what it was?
So they basically told her, they're like, "Oh, hold off for a few days. We'll call you." And she's like, "Well, it's Christmas time. I'm going home for a week."
Wow,
And
she's
then when she
Australian, right?
told,
They had already
yeah,
filmed some stuff with her, right?
yeah, they filmed the Najeti scene when they're getting their powers, and they said, "Oh, you're a frog" and whatnot. So she did that with them, and then she went back for Christmas, and then a week later, phoned back, and they're like, "Yeah, we already replaced you. Don't even bother coming back," kind of thing.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome like that.
They weren't afraid to replace people in this movie.
No. Well, that's
for sure.
Fox back then, right? Like you're Fox, and she was at the time a very unheard of actor, so they didn't care.
Oh yeah, I wish Hammy Joe was in Dulcia's costume. You got that right,
Don't
12
we
o'clocker.
all?
Come
Don't we
on.
all?
Love it. Love it. Here we go. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles starred in one TV episode. True or false, Reese?
Oh, this is true. See, I know this one. They
That's
did
correct.
The crossover with the Power Rangers in space, if I'm correct, and they it was from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action Fox Kids series.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
And I mean, I have a little bit of rose tinted glasses for that series. That was one that I also grew up on.
Is that the one with the female
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, their cousin or something like
First two
that?
episodes feature Venus, the
Yeah,
fifth girl, which that's like its own. Like the first two episodes are kind of like its own movie, and then they continue. It was like the pilot, I guess you could call it like that. But then they continue the series, and yeah, I mean the series isn't like the greatest thing ever, but at the time, and like for me, it was like Ninja Turtles on TV. You know, more turtles to love.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I remember that episode specifically. I remember watching it, because I was Power Rangers in Special, like the last one that I like remember paying attention to. I couldn't tell you all the character names or anything. I just remember liking it, but then also kind of like on my way out. But that was the last one, and I was stoked about that episode with the TMNT. So I'm glad you asked me that because I knew the answer.
Good. Paul, how long had Rita Repulsa been trapped in a chamber on the moon? Was it 1 million years, 100,000 years, 100 years, or 10,000 years?
10,000.
That's right.
There
After
we go.
10,000 years, I'm free.
10,000 years to give you such a crick in the neck. Name that movie.
That's right. That's the movie. That's the movie. Yeah. Is that what he says? He says, does he say 10,000 years?
You got to name that movie. Who says that?
Isn't that Ivan Ooze?
Yeah, that would be. No, wait, say it again.
That was Genie
10,000
from
years
Aladdin.
will give you such a crick in the neck.
That was Genie from Aladdin.
There you go.
Well, Ivan says something about when he comes out. He goes, "Oh," and he first comes out. He says something.
He says he had a Charlie horse since the Renaissance.
That's what he says. I knew it started with an S,
That's another
though.
one of those.
And what's
throwaway
funny is
lines
the
that you're
fact that he
what did
actually
say?
knew what the Brady Bunch reunion was about being trapped in there. That's just the funny part.
So I heard that was an ad-libbed line. Like the first two were scripted, and then he said ad-lib something at the end, and he left that line in. So the Brady Bunch
have you guys
reunion.
ever seen Paul Freeman's original audition video for Ivan Ooze?
I gotta go see that.
No way. If
No.
I send you, actually, will it work? Because my Warren Beaton, the guy that I know that did Ivan Ooze's makeup, he just posted Paul Freeman's original video for it, and it was,
nice.
it was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's cool. Yeah. Send it to us. Send this to us offline, man, because I can't stream it here because I'll get copy slapped on the live stream.
I
And
think I've seen like the makeup test photos of like him in the chair, or like getting the makeup.
Yeah.
But
No, this one's him without the makeup, and he's reading some of the lines, and you can actually see some of the lines from the script and what he ad-libbed because it's totally different.
Huh.
Yeah, I believe it. Angelos, who was not one of the original 5 Power Rangers?
Ooh.
Trini, Tommy, Zach, or Billy?
Tommy.
Yep, that's right. Reese, speaking of the Ultra Zord, which of these monsters was defeated by this powerful Zord? Was it Spitflower, Samurai Fan, Man Bones, or Punji Pig?
This is another like specific one. Jeez.
I
Do y'all
now
not see the trend here?
Now I'm getting to the harder questions.
Well, right, because the other one wasn't. In this season, in this episode, what Like
What
I
was he
can't remember all the
wearing?
Details.
What
Right.
color socks was he wearing?
I thought we could have answered that first. Let's see. What?
I think I know, but I'm not sure.
Man, this is going to be another shot in the dark because like in my head, it's any of them.
Well, I'll
I haven't
be
seen
honest.
it lately enough.
I'll be honest with you. I think
I'm going to say Pudgy Pig because I like Pudgy Pig.
no. Punji Pig didn't even make it as a giant monster. I don't think in the scene because they destroyed him with just the blasters that they had. Remember they formed. They put all their weapons together.
Let me think about it then for real.
So that eliminates one. No, you don't have to. It's not that. Don't think that hard. Don't think that. I'll just tell you. Go ahead.
Spitfire Samurai.
Well, split flower.
Spit flower. Sorry, I read that
Split
wrong.
flower.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not really separated well on there for you to tell the difference there. But
Well,
yeah,
it's also zooming across the screen. So I'm like, what did that say?
yeah.
But no,
And I don't,
okay, yeah, this was very specific. I'm sorry.
this was one I just pulled from the net because I don't even remember Ultrazord too well on my pick. But anyways, moving on. Paul, which Ranger had the Power Lance as a weapon? Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, or Trini?
Power Lamp?
Lance.
Oh man,
Power Lance.
these questions.
That would be Trini, wouldn't it?
Negative. That was Billy. That was
Oh,
Billy.
Billy. Yeah.
Yeah. Angelo's true or false? The Power Rangers once gave up their powers to save their parents.
Ooh, I think it's true.
It is true. I don't remember what
That's true.
episode, but I know it was true.
That was from
Isn't that when they became
Return of
children?
Old Friend, Part
Pro-
one.
Probably. I don't
That
know.
was it. Trust me, I watched that episode so many times that kind of broke my heart. They got tricked.
That's
Yeah.
not the episode when they became kids?
No.
No?
That's not it. The Return of
No.
Old Friends when they had Parents' Day and they the Grumble on the mole kidnapped their parents. That's because
Oh,
Billy
okay.
pulled the dragon dagger when he was under Reed's control. Soon
Hmm.
after that, the Rangers went after them, and Rita and Goldar hold a ransom. You give me your power coins, and we'll give your parents up. And they gave them the power coins, and they said, "You have what you want. Give us back our parents." And next you know, Goldar tricked them, and he took the power coins. And next you know, they were left without their powers and their parents. The
Oh,
second part is when Tommy came back with the green power coin, and he wanted to get their power coins back.
Oh, is that when Jason was fighting Goldar without the power?
No. That wasn't.
No?
That was no. You're talking about the one with the green candle. This is like
Yeah.
it was like after that second part of season one. The second part of season
Mhm.
one.
he is Toilet Clogger. A huge fan. He knows his stuff. Yeah. So
Catch on with that stuff a lot.
good job, Angelos. Good job. Reese, final question.
It's going to be the most difficult.
Who owned a troll doll named Mr. Tickle Sneezer?
Okay, I do remember this episode because
Okay.
of how weird this is. It's got to be Trini.
Trini is correct, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally.
Way to go, buddy. That's it. You have won. All of you, give yourself a round of applause for that. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. One more segment before we get out of here, guys. And it's the best. It's the best. Are you guys ready for this?
This is-
No questions, hopefully.
All right, guys. I normally have a setup for this, but I forgot to upload it on the videos there. So we're just gonna cut right to it. I wish I could fake it, but I got nothing. But we're just gonna cut to it. 3, 2, 1. Let's rip. Let's do some real rips, guys. Let's rip some Power Rangers cards tonight, guys.
Oh,
What do you guys think about that?
I'm grabbing my cards because.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to see. Yeah, we got to see that full set.
See Power Ranger cards.
Oh no, I need the foil set. That's
Oh,
what
you
I'm saying.
need it? I thought you were okay. I thought you were trying to.
I got
flaunt it.
most of
We
them.
gotta see
Like
it.
I got basically the whole collection, but I'm missing I think like
Reese
4
Collects.
foils. So,
Yeah. I still have plenty.
but this
of
is the movie.
movie
This is
ones
the movie
from-
set.
What's the
Mhm.
movie set? You got the movie set there?
Yeah, so the movie set's kind of cool because there's actually in the movie there's deleted scenes in that. So some of the cards were produced before the deleted scenes.
Okay.
So
We're gonna rip a pack of these movie set here, and I got to tell you, I've ripped some before. Oh, okay, you got some good ones there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, these are great. I have. This was
Oh, I
the first
saw
set
those
of cards that I
online. A
got.
bunch of them.
I still have the originals from when I was a kid. Like this was the first, earliest cards I remember opening.
I'm going to show you because there's actually a deleted scene of Balkan's skull in card form here somewhere.
Yeah, we were talking about Bulk and Skull earlier. I was really disappointed that they didn't have a bigger role. If you guys remember when the kids we're in trouble, they're all doing their own thing and they're all playing with the ooze and running rampant. And Bulk and Skull are just kind of chilling. And they're like, we got to go save our parents. And they go try to save them, but Bulk and Skull don't say anything.
They could have led the charge to that. That would have been fun.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
What is that?
That's Bulk and Skull when they're the deleted scene when they have the ooze. They were helping the kids.
Oh, okay.
I have
Nice.
never noticed that.
Yeah, there's quite a few deleted scenes. Like, you guys ever heard about the rat scene?
No.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Like the episode when he went back in time. And
so one of the episodes, you know, the rat people that they're fighting, the big rat guys. So those were repurposed for the movie. So in the original of the movie, there wasn't no Horneter and all that, like the 3 Zords that Ivan had. Originally, they were supposed to fight like giant rats in the city. They filmed it, and then Brian got in big trouble from Fox for that, and they're like, "Okay, you got to redo this right now."
Wow,
that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
So
that's how I've been hearing so much about that, and I'm just like the rats and I was like, they use those for the rats. The rats were supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Why? Because the rats the suits kind of look.
Because it didn't fit in right. They kind of look like the TV show cheaply made costume compared to the CGI that the movie was going towards, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bigger budget, kind of.
Well, he does kind of reference it whenever he's first showing up to Zordon to the command center. He's like, and now it's time to pay the piper. Yep. And he plays a little flute.
Oh.
Like the Pied Piper.
Yeah, little rabbit hole.
Oh, that
so
makes
the rats
sense.
were and then they switched them out for the Tangus and all that.
I've been
Right, so the line doesn't make sense anymore.
I never even noticed that.
I would love to find that flute. I want that flute so bad.
You can just go online and watch.
Yeah, now you have to.
Yeah, I got to. So we've got Series 1, Series 2, and then a pack of the movie cards. What are we doing first, guys?
Movie.
Let's just go in order. Series 1.
Oh, you want to go Series 1?
So
on the movie.
Here's what I'll be honest with you guys. I've opened these before. I'm disappointed with these. Like the way you had them organized though made them look better. I'll say Paul, because you had all the Rangers all lined up. Because I've just pulled a bunch of their like headshots and things like that.
Well, did you get one of the card lists of the order of the cards? Because that's how
No, I don't think so. So I got scammed. I've got a video where it was supposed to be from the cartoon from the TV show. And the box has pictures of the TV show all over it. Well, we opened it up, and it was a whole bunch of these packs inside.
Oh, wow.
Me and the boys did that. But what I really enjoy about Series 1 is not only do you get 7 Power Ranger cards, you get, and they have a foil card, and you get a Pog. You get a Pog inside of that, guys. I mean, how cool is that?
Did you guys get Pogs in the U.S. from ice cream, like the guys that ride around on bicycles? Back in the day?
No.
So in Canada, I don't know if you guys have it. There's a guy in the summer that rides around on a bicycle and he has like a cooler in the front. Yeah. And that's how kid would get like the popsicles and that instead of an ice cream truck. And they would give out Pogs. And I remember in the 90s, like the Power Rangers were the Pogs they would give out.
The only thing we got close to somebody delivering ice cream outside an ice cream truck or somebody delivering colored ices that around the corner down the block.
Yeah. Yeah, big worm would come by down my street, and I would try to.
I wish Big Worm did come down my street. I wish he did.
So these are from 1994, guys. So these are vintage. Vintage. All right, give it a rip. Let's see what we got in here.
Oh, they look so beautiful.
Okay, it looks like we got a power coin. Yep, power coin there on the Pog. Power caps. 10 to 10, collect a card. All right. These are kind of bricked, is what we call it when they're stuck together a little bit. So let's see if we can unbrick them real quick so they can. Sean doesn't have his gloves on. Oh, toilet clogger. I didn't know you knew.
Oh, he called you out.
He called me out. You want me to put them on? Here,
It's up to you. Because you've already touched them.
Here, you know what? I've already touched them. But you know what? I'm going to do that. Look, I've got these on the side here. Something different. little something different for you guys. You can't see, but you will in a second. I started off with these, but I didn't like the way they felt on my hands. I started off with white glove, with white glove treatment.
Oh, just like the Power Rangers.
There you
Yeah,
go.
oh, yeah, it looks like a Power Rangers opening these.
Pterodactyl.
That's right. For some reason, it feels like the Pink Ranger. For some reason, I'm like, hey, is this the? Yeah,
You should get the toy gloves and wear those.
I should. So we need sparkly glove. Hee hee. That's just wear one, right? We got the pterodactyl here, guys. We got the pterodactyl. We've got the original cast: Trini, Jason, and Zach chilling.
Yeah.
And Ernie's juice bar.
Oh,
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
hang on to that card right there.
Yeah, I had a
I
crush on
wonder
her
if she
too.
would if she would have actually.
Trini and Kimberly. Trini,
think
I pretty much had a crush on Trini, something like that as well.
Do you think she would have appeared in the 2017 movie like Amy and Jason David Frank
She
did?
definitely would have.
No, because she quit. She didn't she get fired with Jason?
Yeah, but so did.
People
Yeah,
that
but
kind of
this was
blacklisted.
totally different production. They went on nothing to do with the
Production
show.
at least.
Well, why didn't Austin St. John and Walter Jones go into the new movie and David
They
Yost?
probably were doing their own thing, something like that.
Well, wasn't Austin St. John? No, this was before he had those legal problems, right?
Right, it was way
Yeah.
before.
So,
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I think they just
What's-
wanted Jason and Kimberly. Or
Yeah, the two out of
Joe.
But you gotta come on, you gotta give it to the.
But even that
original
part
Power
was so brief and so out of nowhere.
Well, there's
It's cool
even
to have,
deleted
but-
scenes of them, longer ones in the restaurant or something like that.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
Yeah, he even wore the wig with
I can tell you
long
one
hair.
thing. They did promote Krispy Kreme a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little too much. A little too much though.
Is that a putty?
Yeah,
Oh,
we got Trini, another Trini card. A little
speaking of
fighting action
putties,
there.
can we all agree that the little ooze monsters were way more useless than the putties? Like,
Yeah,
The Usman?
they can't do
From-
anything. Yeah, like they just
Yeah.
get thrown up against the wall and then they splatter. Like,
Yeah, I
Pretty
gotta
useful.
agree on that.
that's
Like-
a cool.
I kind of find it that the Tangus were stronger than the Usman. You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
like
for sure.
I feel like the Usman should have been able to destroy the Tangus, but
I mean,
Those
it
should have
was-
been like
it
the
was
big
just
tank
blobs
guys.
and that.
yeah,
It's basically clay dolls.
yeah.
Crush one of them, and another one just pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Just so useless. They just splatter.
But the putty sound, I could never get over that.
Oh
That
god!
was-
As Captain said on Once and Always,
it sounded like a bunch of turkeys.
all those other shows sound like angry turkeys.
They do sound like a bunch of turkeys. That's
Yeah,
too funny.
man.
Oh wait, that right there, I've seen that before.
Oh.
That was from the Japanese one, the one the Black Rangers, his guardian beast, the Woolly Mammoth. That's what
Yeah.
Jew Ranger.
Is that what it was? I want to say this was like the pilot, right? They
Yeah, that was the
showed
pilot as well.
yeah
they used that scene for the pilot episode.
they
Can we
showed the
talk
real
about the pilot for a second? How terrible the Morphin sequence was.
yeah
I haven't
it
seen
was
it
so
in a while. But
yeah. It's been a minute, but
Probably
yeah.
like this.
And here's
Oh,
our
what do you
power.
got?
Here's our powerful card.
oh, nice.
The
Oh,
eyeball
wow, that
guy.
was nice.
I like that space alien for sure.
I actually like that
Oh.
card though.
And
That's
look,
not bad.
try to move it around a little bit so you can try to you see, like is it sequence something like that?
No, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
lenticular. No, it's just
Oh yeah,
this is
I can see it. I can see how it lights up.
yeah. This is the foil card. That's how
Oh.
see how the border has that foil around it.
Oh, that
Look,
looks
look at
that looks magnificent.
look at this. Look at this. I feel so fancy with these gloves on. Golly.
QVC.
Yeah.
Fancy, man.
QVC.
You
Fancy,
selling
man.
these?
Fancy gloves, flipping cards.
You got some
Feel like
really
a
good
mime.
cards here.
Well, you're the card, man. You're the
David
card, man.
or like David Bowie in Labyrinth. I
You
need
look
to
like you're about to make them disappear.
Oh
yeah.
my god, my sister's favorite film, Labyrinth.
Ready?
Yep.
Season 2.
Wow.
All right, guys. Series 2. So I'm hunting a pudgy pig, and me and my boys in Series 1, we already hit a pudgy pig card, but we haven't in Series 2. There
Did
is
you guys
one.
ever hear about Pudgy Pig? The story behind that one?
Tell
No,
us.
what you got?
So his costume when it was disintegrating, Mark Richardson did the props for the show. He took. Do you remember Bulk and Skull's sniffer gun?
Uh
Bulk goes what?
That was Pudgy Pig's nose.
huh. Really?
Yeah, they took it because the costume was falling apart, so they repurposed it.
Oh, from season
There
2,
you go.
right?
Yeah, so if you look at that little sniffer thing or whatever, that's Pudgy Pig's nose.
Hold on, let me see real quick. I gotta look that up.
Is that how much later on is that from that episode?
That is something I never even knew.
Yeah.
Is that like a season later or?
Yeah, that was from the one when we did the stag beetle episode.
Yeah, it was like a season or 2 later or something like that.
That's funny. It's called
Toilet Clogger says Zed putties were the worst. All you had to do was punch him in the Z on the chest.
They were pretty tough. It was tough. It was tough in the first 3 episodes.
I don't remember them. Were they super putties?
No, they were regular Z putties, but a lot more tougher.
One thing I didn't watch though, I never watched the Tangas in the TV show. Were they as strong as the ones in the movie, or were they kind of downgraded a bit?
I think they were kind of slightly downgraded, but they was resilient.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they kind of used the ones from the Japanese counterpart. They looked a lot more like Ghostface. Like they fasted like Ghostface a little bit. They looked more creepy looking. That would have been better.
All right. So series 2, where I got Power Rangers Day.
all right.
There you go. All right. These are really bricked. What's with this Volkswagen Beetle?
That is Billy's car. Yeah, Billy's magical car.
Yeah, isn't that the one they did that made him fly afterwards in the Once and Always show?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They
Yeah.
upgraded a little bit. They made it blue.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I could not get through the Once and Always. I watched like 5 minutes of it, and I'm going, oh my gosh, look how like the TV show was better produced.
You gotta finish it. It
But
is
I
fun.
watched
It is
it.
fun.
It was good. It was good for nostalgia, you know. It was great for people that wanted to get back into it.
Well,
Yeah.
David Yost produced it, right? It was his big project, so I could already tell that he was like written in as like wasn't he like the main character?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Walter was like the main one.
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
like how they brought the modern style into the old style very nicely, and it balanced, especially at the end with like the Zord battles and stuff. The
I
CGI
really like that.
looked great, and it didn't look like the end battle of the '90s movie.
But it just pretty much
That's
really
the
like
whole
a
thing in
tribute to it.
itself.
Like a tribute to the Rangers. It just got like a tribute. I really like how they brought some of the original Rangers back. Minus Kimberly, Jason, Trini, and Tommy. God rest their both souls. God rest both their souls.
All right. There we go. But I heard David Yost wanted to be Jason in the original. He wanted to go out. He went out for the role of Jason originally. He's like, I can play Jason, but they cast him as Billy instead. So it makes sense why he's like, I can finally play the tough guy, the front man for the movie that he produced or whatever.
Well,
Look at
he was
Kimberly.
the longest running character, technically, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Who, Billy?
Because he did Once and Always and that, so he beat Jason David Frank there. So realistically, he's the longest running Ranger that never got the command role, like the leader role.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he got to finally pay for it and write himself in as it.
And they played
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, this Trini again.
Yeah. Where's my Pudgy Pig? Oh, no Pudgy Pig in this one.
You got to keep on trying.
What in the world is going on here?
I know that.
Whoa, that's a combo move.
World,
I don't even know.
You got Zach.
They don't got to do all that to defeat a putty.
I know, that's a lot. And look,
lot
Amy
of
Jo's
effort.
just like looking at the camera like, really?
I get $600 a week for this.
Slow on them and they'll fall.
Yeah. And then finally,
What is
Mega Pose.
That's cool.
Like Austin
You know
St.
what,
John's just like,
We got to give a shout out to the stunt actors, you know?
oh, yeah.
Like,
they
These
should put a
guys-
chair underneath that putty right there. A chair.
I mean, I love these. So these are just like random production pictures. Like, okay, I want you guys to pose. There was another one that we pulled where it looked like a putty was flying. One of the Power Rangers was flying across the top, and the other Rangers were posing, but like one of them couldn't catch the pose in time. You know, it was Pretty good. So that's your power foil on this one. This little one here. No Pudgy Pig on the series 2 this time around. I had to drop the white gloves. I couldn't peel those things apart.
All right, here we go. Finally.
Finally.
The set we've been waiting for, the one you've been dreading.
What's Ted Bundy's bug doing on this card pack?
Well, the cool thing about the Power Ranger movie ones, so you got the foil ones, and then you also got the pop-ups.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got one of those here. But I gotta make a single real rips on that, like a single rip. Okay, here we go. Here's ooh, what?
Oh,
There she is. So she's the one that replaced the original one.
Yeah, so the original one is what's that show she's on? You know the
I
don't know what she's on.
Gabriel Fitzpatrick's the one you're looking at, but the other one is she's on that crime show. You know, I forget the name.
CSI.
Of it. Similar to CSI, but it's not CSI. It's like
a crime.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? My parents probably watch it. SVU, Law and Order, one of those things, maybe.
Yeah, one of those.
Oh,
yeah.
so it was originally Gabrielle Fitzpatrick?
That is Gabriel Fitzpatrick you're looking at right there.
And then, okay, she was replaced.
But the original actor was replaced by her, the one you're looking at.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Mariska?
Yeah, Mariska. Yeah.
Something like that.
But look at these facial expressions. Everybody, and then you've got Aisha. Look at her. She's like, "Say what?" She's the only one with like a expression.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else has like a serious expression.
She's really nice. I got to meet her a few years back.
Yeah, I met her too. She's a sweetheart. Super
She's,
sweet girl.
Texas, I think.
I think I saw it at a convention between her and
Well, there's your favorite Zordon.
Yeah, he needs a tan.
Well, that's what had you be sucking a tooth for more than 10,000 years.
I would love to know what happened to his costume. That's the only prop from the movie I haven't seen really pop up.
Yeah, there you go.
I really did, but to be honest, I really like the crystals around him. They kind of like,
yeah,
that was crystals.
A cool touch.
That was a cool touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. We've got rotten egg.
Yep.
What? You waited 10,000 years for a tub of snot? That's what Rita says.
Yeah.
And then,
There's Keith. Where's
every
Keith?
90s boy's favorite girl.
There she is.
All I gotta say, I'm
Miss
sorry,
America.
Now we know why she didn't do conventions.
Man, Topanga's coming to my local. Man, she's like literally like gonna be 10 minutes up the street. Yes, Toilet Clogger, we pulled your Kimberly rookie card right here on the Real Life Perspective show. That's gonna be the pick of the pack, obviously.
Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe not a rookie card, maybe her Gold Cup card because the series 1 and 2.
There you go. There you go. The Ninjetti poses. Mwah.
Can anybody name the planet that they went to get their powers back?
Beatles.
Nerds.
It's a tough one.
Trust me, if it's about Power Rangers, I know a lot about them.
You came to the right place, man.
That's right.
Glad you're here.
And then finally, 2 to go. Look at these guys.
That almost looks like another deleted scene photo.
It was.
Maybe.
Back of my mind, I cannot believe that's actually.
What's black?
They try to make a joke on the back.
Oh yeah, like what's black and red and white all over? Rocky and Adam battling giant skeletons in the Neola jungle. What?
It's almost like an anti-joke.
Come on.
They got jumped. They got jumped by the skeletons. They got jumped.
Do they all do that? Oh, they all got like certain little things on the back. That's cool. I like the little factoids on the back there. That's fun. Yeah. All kind of cool. Well, there you go, guys. There's your movie. There's your movie, guys. Your movie cards and your series 1 and 2, or not series, but series. Yeah, there you go. We pulled, on the series 2, we pulled the Miss Appleby. I gotta tell you, we pulled a Miss Appleby, and my kids went nuts for it. They were just like, that's hilarious because it's Miss Appleby. Like, who is this lady? I completely forgot about her.
Why did she get a card?
Did she get? I mean, I don't even remember. I remember her vaguely from the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
So
guys,
did you
this
look
was a.
up the
Go ahead.
Angelos? Did you look up the sniffer or what?
Yeah, I did. I was
Yeah.
like, that really threw me off. I gotta look at it one more time.
So what
Mhm.
was it? Pudgy Pig's nose was what?
Repurposed for the sniffer gun that Bulk and Skull had.
Repurposed. Let's see.
Yeah, you gotta blow your kids' minds with that one.
Yeah, look up
Yeah.
the sniffer. Just type in Bulk and Skull sniffer gun or something like that.
Sniffer. Love it. No, they didn't pull up. Let's do Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Let's do Power Rangers. We're gonna get it. I want you guys to see. We all gonna see this one.
Yeah.
Pig Snorter Marauder. What the heck is that? Power Rangers. Is that what it was called?
Search on.
Just type in if you're looking for it, type in Beetle Invasion and roll it all the way towards the end of the episode. You'll see it.
No, I don't want to pull up any videos. What is it called? So I typed in Power Rangers, Pudgy Pig Nose, repurposed Bulk and Skull sniffer gun. And all I got is a bunch of
That's pretty specific there.
and
Yeah,
nothing.
I'll just type in Bulk and Skull sniffer gun without anything
Okay.
else.
Let's try that. No, just a bunch of.
We're on a mission now.
We are on a mission because I'm curious now. Power Rangers, Bulk and Skull, sniffer gun. Oh, I see it in the toy line. I don't see it in the episode. See it in the toy. When was this? When
They said it was like in
this?
season 2 or 3 later on
Yeah.
Wow.
after the costume deteriorated.
hmm
We're from the Angel Grove. Oh, what did he say? We're from the Angel Grove Building Association. Here it is. Okay, so this is all I can find that pulls it up. This right here is a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there. I see it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the toy, and then I found this, but
Seen that before.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
So in
Hot
the
dog-
TV show, they have the same gun as that toy.
Is there any related photos or just that?
Can't find anything else down here.
Dang, they're trying to hide it.
I know. That's what I've
This is a
never
deep
thought.
cut.
But that's a fun fact because the Pudgy Pig is my favorite villain. So I love the fact that, the Pudgy Pig lives on. You can
Well,
almost say,
Mark Richardson did like most of the props for the TV series. Right?
okay,
So
okay.
they have to repurpose props all the time. and Stuff like that.
Yes. Love it, man. Cool, guys. Well, I'm glad Pudgy Pig's nose is living on as a gun sniffer gun or whatever. But before we go, guys, I want to thank you all and thank you, everybody. Please hit that thumbs up button if you're still with us. If you like what you heard and you like what you're what you're watching, it really helps the channel. We really appreciate that. But before we go, Angelos, we're gonna go around the robin here and everybody say what you got coming up and where they can find you on social media. Everybody, Angelos, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Angelos here, aka HardyBoy93. If you want to follow me on social media, contact me on Instagram at HardyBoy0193. If you want to add me as a game buddy on a console such as the Switch or the game Xbox Series. But my plans are I don't have that much going on, but I can tell you this much. Next 2 weeks, I'll be checking out the new Fantastic Four film coming out soon. So stay tuned. One love.
Love it. Very good. Reese, you're up, buddy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so you can find me at Reese Collects on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time sharing a lot of the stuff you see around me, talking about it. On my grid, you can find stories about my collection. I've been kind of slacking on that lately. I've kind of taken a hiatus from that. But I do post on stories a lot, so you can go check out my stories every once in a while. I'll post about what I find, where I'm at, what I'm looking for. ReeseCollects.com. You can go find a collection box. Basically, what that is you tell me some of the things that you're into, and I put together a mystery box of items and send it to you. And you open it, and you're like, wow, I remember this. All that kind of stuff. So you can order one of those there, or just reach out to me a DM on Reese Collects Instagram. And then you can also see me at conventions. I set up a booth every once in a while. That's where me and Sean met a couple years ago. It was a great time at Retropalooza in Arlington. And yeah, I have a ton of 90s collectibles in that booth, as well as vinyl, VHS, action figures, all kinds of stuff. So come see me at conventions as well. But that's about all I got.
Beautiful. Love it, man. And one more time, make sure you guys drop the word real in the chat to share your YouTube channels and all that good stuff. Paul, I don't know if you got a YouTube channel. Do you make content and all that stuff?
No, I have not actually. A lot of people ask me if I do because of my prop collecting. I don't even have an Instagram really. But like I'm not even sure how you found me, Reese, to be honest with you. I guess
So we're both in the Power Rangers collector group on Facebook, and I just happened to be scrolling through it one day and I saw all these images you posted, and I'm like, we gotta see more of this. Like, this is awesome. We just so happened to have this show planned, and glad that you could do this, because this was such an awesome experience, and getting to hear the stories behind everything. We appreciate the information and the insights on who made things. Like, we need to know these people that worked on this movie, and seeing their work that you're displaying. But yeah, man, like, make an Instagram and show the world this stuff. Credit those people that worked hard on that movie, because this is a movie that's kind of lost in time, except for the big fans of it. And seeing this stuff again reminds people about it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people, like we saw in the chat, they're like, I haven't watched that since I was 4, you know? So just like kind of bringing that back into the front of people's minds is a great thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Showing some love there. Toilet Clogger saying, fun night, boys. Appreciate you all showing your Power Ranger stuff, especially you, Paul. Paul, anything you want to share with the world where they can follow you or anything like that? I don't know how private you are and that kind of stuff, but let them have it.
You can find me on Facebook, Paul SJ Sims on there. But in September, I'm going to be doing the Hamilton Comic Con in Canada here with Steve Cardinos, Karen Ashley. We're going to be doing a 30-year movie kind of convention there with all the props and everything. And then we're actually trying to get Paul Freeman and Gabriel Fitzpatrick right now to join as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, it should be good.
Keep us updated on that.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm also doing the Horror Con in Niagara Falls in October. So that one, I'm going to be bringing all my horror movie props.
You can check it out on Facebook.
Love it, man. Yeah. Paul, did you have a good time tonight?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Awesome. You're always welcome back anytime. We try to do this every Friday night if we're available. Next Friday night, what am I doing? I'm going out of town next Friday night. I will not be doing a live stream. But the following week, we're doing Hops and Hits with my buddy Keith over at Vintage Sports Flips, and Andy and Soda City Rips and Flips. We're going to be ripping some cars and drinking some brewskis and having a good time. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Every Friday, I drop a long-form content. Today, I dropped... What did I drop? Some Pokemon cards. Me and the boys opened up this morning or a few weeks back, and we did some editing, and so that one dropped. And I dropped shorts during the week on my YouTube, and I drop them all over TikTok and Instagram and all kinds of random photos and stuff like that. And so make sure you guys are following me over there at the Real Life Perspective Show. And also tomorrow I'm headed to a card show. If you're in the Texas area, which the majority of my followers are over in India, you know, but according to my demographics, I'm not kidding, you know, but if you're in the Texas area, head over to Lakeway tomorrow. I'm going to be selling some cards, man. I've turned into a card seller. I sell packs. I sell card packs and all that fun stuff. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I'm going to be selling everything from Stranger Things to Garbage Pail Kids to Pee-wee's Playhouse to Transformers, Boglins, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, all this stuff, X-Men, Marvel, everything you can think of. Everything at these card shows, everybody's doing Pokemon and sports. That's all I ever see. I never see anybody doing anything that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm hoping I can have this little niche market here where I can help bring some variety to some of these shows around my local area.
Like, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of like it. A lot of the cons we have here, like some of the booths, we don't have that many Pokemon vendors, and that a lot of them are the old tops, like movie and TV show card boxes you'll find. Like I have you know, the Topps Gremlin cards for the Gremlin movie?
Yeah.
I have a full box of those even unopened.
See, I guess I belong in Canada, guys, because I need to go up there and
Well, it's so funny because a lot of the people in the U.S. want a lot of the stuff we have, but trying to ship it over there is kind of nuts right now.
yeah. That is why it's so funny how we're flip flopped. Here we got too much Pokemon. Up there,
Yeah.
you have everything I could possibly think of. You know what I mean? That I'm looking for. I'm a big wax pack fan. I love doing wax packs. Like, check this out. This is what I was showing when I do. I'm an ambassador on these guys, TitanDisplay.com. If you guys ever want some, I'm not gonna do full screen myself, but check out these kind of things. So.
Yeah, I seen those. I saw those a couple
It's
times
great.
in the show.
I love those colors.
Yeah,
I love that Roger
Those are
Rabbit
great
one.
shape.
I love the Ninja Turtles movie one a lot.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got move my mic over here. We got 1990 Simpsons. We got 1984 Tops Masters of the Universe, guys. Now those are pricey. These are like $25 a card pack, something crazy like that. But I got the whole set here of one of each. I mean, I really want a whole hobby box, but everybody's charging like $500 for a hobby box, and then I got some 1980. We're on this side, Pac-Man. We got the Ninja Turtles movie, Back to the Future 2. These are really cool. These are rare. This is like Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids. Those are pretty expensive a pack too. And then I've got like a Series 8th original wax pack. Then down here we got some Nintendo. I got the whole, there's like 3 different covers there, so I put all 3 of those in there. And then we got Donkey Kong and Roger Rabbit. There you go.
You ever get the Goonies ones?
No, those are pricey too, man. Those are really
This
pricey.
one?
Yes. Yes,
Or
I
Alien?
love those. I would love
Or
a hobby
Alien?
box. Alien. I've seen the Alien.
The
But
Beetlejuice?
yep, I've got a couple of those packs. I
Oh, you
still
got
haven't opened.
Beetlejuice one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys remember this though from the 90s? It's not card related, but
Oh my god, I love Beetlejuice.
Crazy Bones.
Crazy
do you
Bone.
guys have Crazy Bones over there?
I don't know.
No, I never
Like,
heard.
that was a big thing here in the 90s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Never heard of that.
I never even heard that before.
No, I love that Goonies, man. Though I
Oh
gotta.
my god, my favorite cartoon and my favorite movie. Trust me, I'm a huge Beetlejuice fan.
The
Mhm.
Goonies turns 40 this year.
Yup, they
Does
did.
it?
You saw
1985.
my post on Instagram. Check it out. I did a couple of pictures and I played the theme song to it.
Nice.
Before we end it here, this was one of the pop-ups.
Yes.
Oh,
I love
Oh,
it.
look at you, Ivan. Got you, Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
Mr. J.
I gotta say one thing. At least Indiana Jones got to deal with him.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was, yeah. Paul Freeman. Good old Paul Freeman.
Oh,
Have
Very
you
cool,
heard your
man.
Zords today?
Stop Angel Girl First National.
But yeah, man, I gotta get me some of those Goonies packs because they're like so expensive on eBay. Like just
What
for
do
a
they-
pack.
I'm sure somebody.
What do they sell up there? Because the store I got them from, they sell them for $2 a pack here, which is
Really?
I
Shut
think that's
up.
about 50 cents US.
You're killing me. You're killing me,
Feeling
Smalls.
me, Smalls.
I'm gonna look them up right now. The Goonies wax packs. Let me show you what they're going for on eBay right
I
now.
think you just found a new place to get cards from.
$38 for 2 packs.
Okay, I need to start buying these packs then and sell them on eBay.
Yeah,
Selling
absolutely.
them to Sean.
That'd be very
Selling to
good.
me, I'll buy them. I'll be a sucker. I'll buy them from you.
Yeah, because there's a store around the corner from me, and they have like boxes of these open, and you just buy a
Dude.
pack for $2. Or they have
Do they
mix and
ship?
match.
Do they ship?
No, they don't ship. That's one. Yeah, a lot of these stores around here, I noticed, don't like shipping.
Okay, I guess I'll have to move to Canada.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Hey,
No big deal.
whatever you got to do.
What? You
Like a-
visited a Goonie house a couple of years ago in Astoria. It was awesome. I bet it was.
Wow.
Did they have? I heard they have like all the signs out front. It's like, "Do not loiter. Leave us alone," because it's a private residence, right? Did you get to go inside the house or just chill outside and take some photos?
Somebody bought it. Did they? Somebody bought the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
They get a bunch of tourists.
they've had a few owners over the years. I think they even renovated it at one point.
Okay. It's 2 hours away. He lives in Oregon. Very nice. Very
2 hours
nice,
away.
man. Love it,
Yeah,
dude.
I need to know who Toy Clocker is because
Total Clock is a man. He's super cool. Like he's been commenting on my content quite a bit lately, and he'll throw like random references out there. So,
He's
here's the
clogging up
thing.
the chat.
That's right. He's with his toilet humor. But I started this channel because I always see people doing like live streams and things like that, and they just literally sit around and talk. And there's like no, but before StreamYard would do all these like little segments and stuff. But I joined online because I've always worked. I've worked in places for. I'm 42. I've been working for however many years, and I never find anybody nerddom wise I could connect with. You know what I mean? Working in these corporate places and all this stuff. Everybody's just cold, or they're too older than me, or they're too younger than me. And I don't know what Bad Bunny is, and all that kind of stuff. And so I started joining this just to start posting. Hey, this is stuff I'm into. I like this kind of stuff. I like this kind of stuff. I like Mask. I like random thing. And then there's like this niche stuff like this. These supernatural guys. I don't know if you guys ever remember these guys.
I don't even know. What is
So
that?
they're little hologram toys, and they would turn into monsters on the holograms here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they're really cool, man.
Cool.
Really neat. So you can take the suit off.
You got a point on that one right there, because mostly every time you go somewhere, there's always the same people that talk about sports, random stuff, or I can't say the other word on here because I don't want to ruin the bad ratings. But other than that, maybe you can't find somebody that you could relate with, something like that, something that you guys could see eye to eye with. Because look at me, when I first started looking at YouTube channels, I was like, oh, same thing, that. Then I saw a podcast, they talk about the same thing, sports, who's doing this, who's doing that. I don't like him, I don't like her, and stuff like that. But then when I saw this channel and the Nickelodeon 90s and nostalgia ones, I think like, I'm actually kind of relate to that because they also have stuff I grew up with.
Yeah.
You're doing your stuff, you're collecting that stuff, and you guys collect all the stuff, all the things you got from the 90s, as well as learning shows from I used to watch them back in the day. I actually found a community I actually kind of grew onto, and I pretty much loved it.
Well, another vintage channel that's pretty good. Have you ever seen that Minty? I forget his name. Something Minty talks about movies online as well.
No, I never heard of him.
He's a YouTuber. Something Minty movies or something like that. He does reviews on old movies from the 90s and 80s.
No.
I mean, like
YouTube.
Because that's where it's at. Because I always follow this is between this channel and like 90s Nickelodeon channels, stuff like that represent all the stuff. I kind of like this is the stuff I kind of grew up with, and I kind of that's how I have on mine.
I'm seeing the Minty Fresh Morning Show. I'm seeing the Minty Films, Minty Comedic Arts. On YouTube.
This is a single guy. He just hangs out in a room. The room is all nostalgia stuff all in it.
I don't know.
Send us a link.
Yeah. More
I'll
stuff.
send you that. That's an error good for nostalgia if you like this channel. It's almost similar to this channel from what I see.
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't do live shows. It's just strictly talking about stuff from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Since I saw something, since you did on Twitch, it kind of inspired me, kind of want to make you do something on that as well. So I said to myself, I decided I want to go since I got my Xbox hooked up, I might as well just play some random games if anyone wants to see me gameplay. And if you guys want to follow me on there, follow me on Ange 1990 Ange at ANG lowercase 1993, and you can see my gameplay if you guys
You know what? Sorry to cut you off there. That's one thing we forgot to talk about too. All the games. The video games for the movie. They had the Sega one, the Nintendo one. They had the handheld. They had a few things there.
I had those. I had so many of those. I had Game Boy cartridges like all over the place, from Super Mario, Sonic, Metroid, you name it.
I like the movie on the Super Nintendo. The Sega one where you fight. It's like a Mortal Kombat kind of thing. I didn't like that as much. I like the actual the 2D scroller kind of thing and beat them up. But I like the movie one better because you can play as Tommy. So that's my take on that.
Nice.
The only games I pretty much appreciate is most of my GameCube games, because my GameCube games are basically my life force right there. Power Rangers for Sega Genesis, I never played that, but I did play the one for Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
that was when I was in the hospital.
That's the one I played on the Super Nintendo, where you just be able, you could control yourself. You can control to morph. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how
Yeah.
fun was that to actually play as a Power Ranger? How cool was that, man? That was so cool.
For sure.
So cool, man. But yeah, good point. I'm glad we tossed
Right
it
at
in
the
here at
tail
the tail
end
end
there.
there. Good call, Paul. Good call, Paul. But come back anytime, man. Love to have you back. Just like I said, keep in touch. Either if you make an Instagram, let us know, man, so we can start following you. We can share your stuff with it and help you grow really fast and all that good stuff. And if not, keep in touch with Reese over on Facebook, and then
Hope you guys join the Facebook group that we're in, the Power Rangers Collector group. That's how
I don't have Facebook.
Which one? Because I have my own group that I actually run too.
Just type it in.
Are you in my group that I actually run, Reese, or no?
Possibly. It's like a buyer and seller club or like a collector's club, but
mine is Power Rangers buyers, sellers, and traders. That's what I run.
That's probably the one then.
Yeah.
If it's your group, thanks for making it, because
what group you said it was called again?
Buyers, sellers, traders. There's 24,000 members right now I have in there.
It's a great group.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Building connections through Power
Yeah,
Rangers.
that's it.
I'll just follow anyway. I'm trying to find either way. Instagram or Facebook. Well, you got Instagram, so you might.
Well, if you guys want, shoot me a Facebook message after this live, and then we'll keep in contact, right?
Oh,
I don't have Facebook, so I can't do that. But these guys will.
Well, you can find me on. Just type in Angelus Hardy. You can find me on Facebook. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna say goodnight here, everybody. But y'all hang tight. We'll debrief here right after the outro here. And but thanks again for everybody for joining us tonight. Did you guys have a great time, everybody? Angelos, Reese, Paul, celebrating the 30-year anniversary of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
30 years.
30 years.
We're old.
We're gonna revisit this in 30 more years. See.
We still got our hands and feet by now.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine us doing a 60-year anniversary of this, guys? Can you imagine?
We'll be home.
I'll probably had dementia by now.
Well, the sad thing is, I don't even think any of the original actors would be alive at that point.
There's no way.
Shit, we may not be alive. What are you talking about?
That's true.
You never know.
My expiration date. It is 75. That's my year. That's the year I'm croaking.
Yeah.
My expiration date.
But until the 60-year anniversary, we will catch you guys on the next real live perspective show. And everybody, may the power. What is it? What do they say?
May the power protect you.
May the power protect you. And one more time. And what was I gonna say? It's morphin' time.
Yeah.